Queso have won the North American Gauntlet, and they've ended at their final station. One last bastion in North America to go. Can they repeat what Vitality did so many seasons ago?
Well, Jorby, we were both there for season 7, and I know how that story ended. We've seen European teams run the gauntlet before, and G2 be the team standing in their way. But this time, will it be a different story?
We'll have to wait and see. I'm just alive and hoping for the best timeline. I would want the bracket reset. We can flip a coin after that, but I'm all about the bracket reset here. And it's off to a very, very close start for G2. Queso rattling the woodwork.
Something Queso have been so good at is striking first. Rise, typically the one to put those balls in the back of the net so quickly. And that's what has made Queso so difficult, that momentum so hard to fight against. G2 chance already starting. Rise puts this one down, immediately met by JNaps.
Queso fearless, aggressive, despite the noise so clearly against them in the arena. They don't hold back. But will that be their downfall? G2 have to look for those counter-attacking chances. They have to look for the bumps, and they got to get someone in net because Queso have just opened the scoring.
A strong start for Queso, and it's Rise who puts it in. Rise has been scoring like no other. The only player out on the pitch averaging more than a goal a game, and he's beating everyone by a mile. Rise is having the tournament of his life, and in the biggest tournament that you can have, the biggest stage you can have, he's doing it.
It's incredible how much he's stepped up in the tournament, especially when you consider in the regionals, we were talking all about Fatira, all about Joyo, but Rise, he even said himself during the season, he's just filling in the gaps. Well, now Rise, he's the whole picture for Team Queso, and already G2, another shot, JNaps, that one taken away, another one taken off the post and back outside.
Yeah, boost a bit low there for Team Queso, briefly, and there's a chance, but Matira's all over it. G2 circle back around, next shot's coming in. Joyo's off the goal line, but another ridiculous save from Rise.
And some good boost deals in the corner. You got JNaps waiting out in the middle, now his chance to pounce. Nice 50 rebound, and that will get cleared out. G2 had a chance, but now have to retreat.
Rise get the clear downfield, but it's Chicago back on the return. Gotta win another 50, and Joyo gets in the way. He's got the catch on the recovery. But G2, solid defense to get the ball back down beyond the midfield line.
Tense moments here for G2. Starting to get a close look at the blue net, but no success yet. Getting a bit close to each other in the field. They conceded by triple committing to one area. We just saw two players moving into the same space in the far corner. They've got to be careful with their extensions here. They can make this happen. It's been their strategy for the longest time. But the hard hits of Queso need to be something that they're thinking about.
G2 trying to take away the boost game from Queso. Have to have a couple of catches, but G2 might have a lead on the bump, but can't get the shot on target. Rise will pop it up, keep it away from that G2 rotation. Still looking for a clear. G2 trying to crash the box up high. JNaps, well, he's gonna get dunked out by Joyo, and now Queso are back the other way. Got the boost steal and the rebound, but no bump. Ripped it back around Rise, wicks wide, and it's taken away.
And Rise only had a shot on that ball because he was able to get that boost.
Oh.
Now a chance going across the middle, but you saw Rise getting airborne. When you're in that race for those boosts in the corner, you want to be that higher car. That gives you a better chance at actually stealing that corner boost. Well played there by Rise.
Yeah, great 50-50 game from Team Queso as we enter the last 2 minutes of game number 1. Looking very solid after a good bit of G2 pressure that came before it, but here come G2 yet again. JNaps gets it into the backboard. That's a tough read for Vatira. He makes it.
Another 50 from Chicago, and it's taken away. Queso have gotten to that 50. If it doesn't work the first time, they've gotten it as the third man. G2 getting stuffed right now, despite having some decent possessions in the blue half. Rise drops it straight down back to Joyo, high off the backboard, but Vatira's gonna wait. And he's got someone downfield to contend with. That's Chicago, pops it up. All of G2 close together on this rotation. Rise punches it back down to the orange half.
So it looked like Chicago playing jackpot there, trying to steal that ball. Now we see Rise, nice flick. Atomic safely hitting that off to the corner. G2, they haven't figured out this stingy Team Queso defense, who's getting up so quick to challenge those high balls in the midfield.
It's all about reading the 50s. Now, long clear will go there, but Vatira is there for it. A quick attempt to read the sidewall buttons from Atomic, misses. Clean back pass by Chicago. Vatira is going to pounce on the attempted clear, less than 50 seconds for G2 to work with. Not many chances coming their way.
Queso closing it down. Joyo moves it across the box. JNAP's trying to keep that one close, and he does over to Chicago. Chicago driving through Rise on the play. Vatira trying to keep the ball beyond midfield. Gets the dunk, pushes one out of the way. The rest of Queso have to wait, though. G2's rotation solid. They can't overcommit on these plays. Rise on the stealing, no boost, going to be taken away.
But you see Rise forcing Atomic to go up on low boost. That's going to allow his teammates to come in and possess. But that demo would make things even more difficult. And you see everyone from Team Queso has been able to catch it. But a rare miss. Rise fumbled the ball, giving G2 a slight window. But now, the final seconds ticking away. G2 about to be shut out.
G2, another challenge knocked away. Timeout, but the pass, Chicago's got no boost. There's nothing he can do. He was hoping it would drop down, but Queso take game one.
They knew it wasn't going to be easy. G2 have got to get going soon, though. Those final 2 games of every series that Queso have played since losing their opening match of the tournament to version 1, they've been 100%. They've not lost a game 4 or 5 when they were against FaZe and NRG in the group stage and round 1 of the lower bracket. Then it became best of 7s. They're winning every game 6 and 7. This is so important for G2 to start moving, start creating chances. It looks like they're struggling to get the read on Queso's challenges. They're getting dunked on. They're losing the 50-50 game. And you know, I hate to say it, but it's something we've seen before. Sandrock were able to do this to them in the Sweden Major as well. G2 have been a different team this weekend. It's been a far cry from that team we saw in Sweden. They can step up.
They can step up. We've seen them do it before. You know, JNAP's Chicago, they've been doing this for a while. JNAP's especially has been in these big moments. He's won a major before. But when it comes to RLCS, this is the biggest stage. Chicago and JNAP's, they've been close, and Atomic is the one piece of the puzzle that's supposed to get them that trophy. But we saw domination from Team Queso. Johnny, you talked about the defense from Queso. They were getting up so early. G2 was not able to get any infield passes, which is really what they look for to kickstart their offense.
Back underway in game number 2. Notably quiet was Atomic in that first game. They're going to have to find a way to get him online. G2 will start again in the blue half. As Vatira pushes this one out. A nice move. He's been doing stuff like that all week.
That's impossible to read. Vatira trying to go all the way himself. Atomic able to get a nice challenge after his teammate in front of him forced Vatira to flick the ball towards the goalkeeper. So nice little team up there in defense from G2. This is looking pretty awkward for them. All of Queso committing for this one. They're all so far forward. Something we see from Queso more than any other team. They're all right next to the opposition goal, but somehow they still end up recovering and stopping any counter.
And what you saw there was every single player low on boost on the field. So Queso draining the defense.
What?
He was levitating. I mean,
sorry, you were saying something, James, but then I just noticed Joy floating.
Well, you know, it's tough to not be speechless when Team Queso's offense starts to make some plays. I was talking to CJ about it, and he says, you know, you see G2 make some great plays once in a while, but Team Queso seems to do it every single series so consistently.
Just so explosive with their offense, and they gel so well together. Each individual talent on this team is a force on their own, but when you put them together, they're so much greater than the individual parts. As that one pushed across, and Rise is going to send it back for a pass, but Vatira back over to the corner. Queso continuing to deplete the G2 defense.
I guess this is what half-court Rocket League looks like.
The thing is, like, Queso don't actually have a lot of boost for a lot of that attack, and they are going to step too far forward. G2 sniped the long shot, and you had to wonder if this is going to happen eventually, because look how far pressed up the field Queso are.
And maybe they got too comfortable. They had such a long attack. Rise thought he was going to have some space, a bit overconfident. That first touch got too far away from him, and he gave away that goal. So a rare mistake from Rise gives G2 their first lead of the series, and now it will get extended by JNAP.
G2 starting to download Queso here in game 2. All it takes is some midfield cannon and another goal for Naps.
JNAP's one of the most legendary strikers in the game. Of course, he hits the bottom corner off the post on what is a partially open net. He always wants to make it perfect. G2 up 2 in game 2.
Now Queso, they did have that long stint in the orange half. Now they have to stabilize. and really think about their rotations. How deep that third man is. Where are G2 positioned? You can't count on every single touch. G2 will punish you just like any other of the best. That one popped up across the board, and Rise will put it in, splitting the lead.
And you saw Atomic trying to make a play on this ball. Vatira up against two, getting an insane 50. Atomic was stretching for it, no chance. And Rise able to clean it up. Vatira, I don't know how he was able to go up 2v1 and still get that quality
almost.
challenge.
I mean, he got underneath the ball to pop it over the third man. Now actually going to be a counter kickoff goal. Rise not going to get it past JNaps.
JNaps all over the place in game 2. He's sinking them, he's saving them, and putting G2 in a good spot here. The halfway point on Forbidden Temple. Vatira keeping it close. Not a lot of boost, what a pass, and it's taken away.
And we saw what Rise was thinking about, trying to delay his touch, let the defense dive in. He'll go around him. Now his shot will come in and easily saved. But you have to keep your eyes peeled for that from Queso.
Oh, wow.
They're more than happy to collect that ball even on the offensive end and try to get that dive in from the defense so they have an open net.
Just like we saw G2 scoring a clear, we almost saw that from Queso. It was in fact open, but luckily for G2, the wall clear is much harder to hit than just a ground shot. Queso not able to connect with it, but that's another open net.
Oh.
Huge mistake from G2.
G2 had the lead, and it's gone away in an instant. Off the corner, that's not the touch you want, and Rise punishes.
And you saw Atomic actually got bumped at the mid boost, which slowed down that third man rotation. A critical bump, slowing down G2, trying to get back, and Team Queso are right into this one. A game they started out putting all the pressure on, and they recover nicely. And I think if there's one thing you can say about Team Queso, is that they recover nicely no matter what the situation.
It's a big demo. Stopping the Queso pressure, giving G2 a chance to break free here, looking for boost to the side because it's all taken from their half. Queso actually have 2 players out of the game here. It's going to deflect harmlessly into the corner. G2 are there to try and get it back into the middle. It's just going side to side across the Queso box. Nothing going for G2 yet.
Bouncer in the midfield line. Vatira somehow just comes up with the touch. Chicago fighting for possession. And now Rise forced back. Vatira racing back as well. Pass from Atomic, and in front, taken away by Vatira. Just knocking out that pass. G2 forced back. A demo on the back side, but Rise gets the clear.
No power. That was a complete fluff on what should have been a power shot. Something G2 have been hitting every single time this weekend. Oh, they get one!
And JNaps will get credit for it. I mean, sure, JNaps, you deserve it. Go ahead, dive in on the goalie, controlling that, and you're seeing that actually did slow down Vatira. He cut off Vatira's path to the ball. Vatira, whether there was contact or not, had to hit the brakes, because if he doesn't, he's getting bumped.
Yeah, that's huge.
And JNaps having that vision, and we saw SSG do that quite a bit with success, is you go, once you're out of the play on the ball, just stay in and go for the goalie. Dive. Try to prevent them from being able to even have a lane on the save.
The thing that was difficult for Space Station to do, though, was to keep doing it consistently throughout the whole series. G2 are going to have to keep pushing it and keep having those consistent demos if they want to keep getting by Queso. Otherwise, they're going to have to keep contending with this as Atomic screens across for a save.
The positioning key for Atomic there. He had somebody trying to chase him down, but managed to get away. Not only making the save, but clearing the ball as well. Good read on the bounce on the back wall as well. JNaps continues it onwards.
Wow, what a difficult read, and the demo. That ball was blasted off the backboard, and Joyo made it look routine from the save, and then also the demo. But now a chance, a low challenge. JNaps trying to slow it down. Now Atomic trying to extend the lead.
Pushed up across, Rise got the clear, 2 commit from G2. Is there a Queso player available? No. They have to jump back, make the touch happen. Vatira gonna come back, Rise gonna take the push. All of Queso trying to move up on this. Vatira got it, but G2 tied the series.
That is so huge for G2. If Queso win that game, we're guaranteed game 6, even if G2 come back to be 3-2 ahead, and that's where Queso have been completely indestructible. This gives G2 a chance to really build some momentum. Not only that, they kind of threw away a 2-1 lead. JNaps completely gave away a goal. The first one that was just brilliance from Vatira, but JNaps the one who created that winning goal, stopping Vatira on the goal line, denying him any chance to challenge the ball, getting G2 back in front.
Yeah, that was a massive play from JNaps, and like you said, this game's so important for G2. They really have not played as much Rocket League as Team Queso has over this weekend. Topping out their group, staying in the upper bracket. G2 you can't forget about that. They need to get warm. They have not been able to have as much recent stage experience getting in this environment and getting comfortable. Team Queso has played so many games. They've experienced so much stress, and if they've got the gas, it's good for them. But at what point does Team Queso run out of energy?
I don't think they will. I don't think G2 win this. Does Queso get out of energy? If G2 do win this, I don't want to hear anybody trying to cope by saying Queso run out of energy. These guys play Rocket League all day. This is nothing to them. The crowd is feeding the energy to the teams as we speak. If Queso are going to fall, it's because G2 were the better team.
It's all about momentum. And stuffing Queso in Game 2 does wonders for G2 to stint the momentum that Queso have built into this grand final. But they have to start stacking those wins if they really want to push that pressure against Queso. And Queso already on the kickoff, starting the threat. Joyo sends that one across the corner. But G2's defense has been solid. That one's sending across. Vatira is able to take it out.
Lovely control by Vatira as well. But the bumps from G2 are continuing to work. Atomic's there for the first goal.
You saw multiple defenders in net, but this is where the pace comes in. Atomic, a free shot. You need to hit these. You see multiple defenders in net, and it's still almost saved. Atomic, though, enough power to get it through, and even if it was saved, it would have been a quality rebound opportunity. G2 need more of that if they hope to take this series. Get those high rebounds where Team Queso's defense is grounded and look for those shots.
Force Team Queso into position to respond. Queso have not been able to control the game as fluidly as they would like, as we've seen in previous series. Atomic, that one comes across, and Vatira trying to come up with a touch. So good at getting those awkward touches. Joyo up a little early for that one, and Rise can pull it down.
Yeah, Team Queso so good at calling these fakes. Joyo just floating there, making G2 think he's going to hit the ball, but he's calling that he's leaving it for Rise the entire time. They've scored off that same strategy multiple times this event, something G2 have to watch out for.
Vatira off the ceiling again, and just can't get a solid touch there. Joyo's going to play a deep third man for Queso.
Vatira getting up so high, so early on that challenge. And it's best, somehow getting around the first defender. And Vatira able to, I thought this was shut down by G2 on the first challenge, but Rise had JNaps fly right by him. Another miss from Atomic, and then Chicago didn't even jump on that challenge.
Yeah, it's a bit of hesitation there by Atomic. He's in an awkward position. He's side onto the play. He doesn't immediately go for the ball, and that just makes it so confusing for Chicago.
He certainly thought that JNaps was going to get a hit on that first challenge, and after that miss, it threw everything off. But now G2 on the attack.
That's the thing about Queso is, it doesn't really matter if sending the house doesn't work. I don't think they know how to not send the house. You always got to be prepared for it if you're G2. That one's sent above the backboard, and another win for Chicago. Decided not to use all his boost to chase that ball down. And JNaps met on the 50 by Joyo. G2, quick shot, saved by Vatira.
That save actually goes clear partially, gives Joyo time to get the third save. They still need to do more though. G2 have got the ball stuck in the blue box.
And a nice bump as well. Chicago tangling up on the backboard. G2, excellent assault so far, and a nice boost snag. Chicago on the control, flicking it to the corner to keep possession.
JNaps picking this one up off the ceiling. Queso trying to wrench the ball away, and they finally do for now, but can they actually get beyond the midfield line? Oh, the touch is going to be G2's up high, back over to JNaps and taken away by Queso.
Atomic just subtly dodging another bump there, which had he not done would have resulted in another Queso goal. These little demo dodges proven to be massive for G2, and they're actually landing their bumps to the other end of the field.
Rolled across again, and JNaps just booms it downfield. Rise getting deleted. Not before he could get that clear. Vatira's got the next catch, but G2 well known for that impressive offense, but here comes Rise underneath, and it's taken away by Chicago.
Big chance here for Chicago. He doesn't have a lot of boost, but he's going for the dunk. Nice save from Vatira. Not for the first time this game. Still, all tied. In a game which I feel like G2 need more. You've got to think that Queso are going to keep coming back as they have in countless series this tournament.
But one thing that has been a positive for G2 is how much possession that they've had. Last game we saw Team Queso, a majority of the possession. But now G2, the one taking it to Queso. However, the defense has been so strong. We've seen so many incredible saves out of Team Queso all weekend long. And this is another tight one.
Chicago launching that one back over to JNaps. corner popped up again. Atomic might have the dish, tried to move it around, but it's stolen away. And just getting back to that ball was Joyo.
I love this possession focus from G2. They're just going side to side. They're not taking bad shots. There's no point shooting from some of the positions that they're in, so they're not doing that. They're just running across and stealing the boost. They're making this extremely difficult for Queso, and all those big 50s, all those huge interceptions Queso have been making, no longer working, and now the best chance to the game. Great jump save by Vatira.
And Atomic needed to place that one better. Vatira, he was able to scope out that car language from Atomic, get in the right spot, and keep this one even. A massive save yet again. But that might be G2's chance. They're going to look back at that one and wish they hit it.
A hard push from Queso to put them back in G2 territory near the end of regulation. Atomic flipping that over one. He does get by Vatira. Last man back is Rise, facing some pressure, avoids one, and able to pull that ball out. Rise again delivering, and he pulled the ball up to Vatira. It's taken away, and the rebound won't come. G2 get out.
Brilliant reverse dodge of a demo by Rise, and then continuing to air dribble the ball clear as well. You always get an extra touch with both these teams on the field. No one on the infield for Queso. G2 easily clear. Will be controlled for Queso in the back corner, but what can G2 do?
Pushed again by Joyo. That might be a shot for G2. Just wide, and Vatira can put it away. Ball still in the air. High ball up high. Here comes G2. Queso trying to get that ball down, and they do. We go to overtime.
Scary overtime here, especially for G2. They had that chance from Atomic to hit that shot. That game would have been over. And now they're giving Team Queso a chance for some magic in overtime.
Team Queso starting things off aggressively as ever. They've double committed. G2 have got a brilliant chance, but again, it'll be denied by saves from Team Queso. They had the pressure in both the games we've seen before this, but G2 have been all over them in game 3. Queso relying on their goalkeeper.
Joyo getting the ball across. Vatira waits. Steals the ball away from Chicago. G2 looking for a clear out. And they might get it here on the transition. Up high off the backboard. Sent across. There was a touchback. But Joyo able to find the read. He's got a lot of boost. And he gets it over one G2 attacker. And you see on the other side of the field, one Queso member trying to harass the G2 defense. Vatira launches it downfield. G2 able to withstand that pressure. Don't let that transition catch them off guard, and Joyo gets another clear.
And you did see a bump on that rotation back. Atomic needs to get a challenge, does stop Rise. Rise is the player you want to shut down. And Vatira will give up possession. Now a chance for the counter, but you see that a demo off ball going to slow things down. And Atomic has been so good when he's had the Team Queso team barreling down on him, keeping his composure, slowing the ball down, buying time for his teammates. But that's not going to be enough. It's going to need some offense to close this one out.
Tira's defense this game has been on another level. G2 not overextending. They are being very careful with their pressure here. You always notice they've got a third man. They're not sending everybody. They're still creating threatening chances without committing their full team. Something Queso really don't do. They send everybody when they're in attack.
G2, here they come again. The ball's taken away by Rise. Pop shot high, off the crossbar, grabbed. Here's Joyo, only 18 in the tank. He's gonna let it fall. Pop it up again high. Joyo moving the ball downfield. Rise next up, Vatira on the wing, but it's taken away by J-Naps, and Queso gotta try again from their own corner. It might be dangerous off the ceiling, and it's taken away by Rise, but it's still G2 ball. Wait, nope. Atomic had to rotate back around, just a bit of a mishap, and that might be Queso's door in. That one off the bar, and it's open! Goal! Queso win!
And a shake of the head from Atomic. He jumped up to block a shot and ended up knocking the ball in the air instead. I mean, he had to do something.
And you have to get a touch, like you said, because Rise was coming in. If Atomic doesn't touch that ball, Rise is still taking the shot.
Yep.
So Atomic was able to slow down the shot, but nobody from G2 was able to utilize that time to get into position to make that save. And Johnny...
7 saves from Vatira.
What do you do? And then one of those saves was an Atomic save with about 40 seconds left. Atomic had a 1v1 situation, Vatira in net, and Vatira was able to beat him, predicting where Atomic took that shot. That could have been the difference. That could have been G2 winning right there.
This is dangerous.
It wasn't them winning.
Yeah, it wasn't.
Could have been, but it wasn't. I'm sorry, guys. I know everybody was waiting for it, but
that's kind of what it feels like right now for all of NA. You know, you could have won against Queso, but you just don't.
You didn't.
They're so good.
Queso continue to silence this crowd. And without that crowd energy behind G2, it's gonna be difficult to build that momentum back up. The more Queso shut down this G2 offense, the quieter the crowd is, the harder it's going to be for G2 to fight back in this series.
Oh, I don't think the crowd is going to settle down at all, Jarvie. I think if one thing we've learned this weekend, it doesn't matter how badly G2 are getting beaten, they score, everybody's going to be on their feet. They're backing them big time, and they've really just gotten better and better as the weekend's gone on. I do not think it's going to bother Queso, though. I think it will lift up G2, certainly. But Queso are just plowing on through against every single crowd that wants to see them lose.
It hasn't mattered. There are some teams who rise to the occasion in those situations. Queso have been one of those teams. They've faced every Titan in North America so far.
There are some teams who rise Joyo Vatira.
Nice. On midfield, Joyo will let that ball drop for Vatira. Vatira flips it over. Joyo in front, actually moving back. Rise, far shot, right side, goal.
And Rise continuing to do what he's done all weekend long, and that slot the shot. Again, Atomic not able to get the best hit on a clear, but we're seeing G2 be pressed so far back that it's a panic touch, and the panic touch goes right to awaiting Team Queso, and a lot of times awaiting Rise, who has been scoring every single ball rolling his way, it seems.
He's a predator. He's had that instinct. He knows when to move in, whether he's making the demo to set someone up, whether he's following up in one of the setups from his teammates. That's why he's the top goal scorer of the tournament per game. Only player over 1 goal as far as I'm aware. At what point did G2 start to second guess themselves? Because they've been the informed team this weekend, but you've got to remember, I think JNAPS is probably the best Rocket League player to never win an RLCS LAN. I think Chicago might be the best player to never win a LAN. And Atomic had that fall major performance that we were all doubting coming into this one. This weekend has been brilliant for them, but Queso are just sending blow after blow. And how strong does your mental have to be to ignore all that and just continue trying your best to get a win against them?
Midfield, still trying to grab possession. G2 have to catch another one on the backboard. This one's Chicago. Pinched underneath, but almost got dunked. JNAPS able to push that ball out. Here's Rise again, dropping that ball back down to Vatira. Queso trying to get stepped back up, pass in the middle, but first it was G2 there. And Joyo could actually get to this touch, 46 in the tank. Flip reset to keep going. Oh, Joyo squeezes it in and it's saved! Rebuild's coming though, and Vatira has to turn around.
What did we just witness? The ball was stationary on the goal line. I'm getting deja vu.
They froze it. Are we playing Rumble? I don't understand.
That was the craziest post pinch that I've ever seen. The fact that the ball just didn't move. You're expecting it to either shoot out one way or the other. It just froze.
Insane. Halfway through the net. Queso pulling this ball out. Rise trying to push it back down, and that could have been great insurance. Here it comes again. Shot denied by Joyo. Flipping it back around. Oh, that's an opening. Vatira sees it, just wants to make it awkward for Chicago. Off the backboard, it's going to be Rise. Setting it down, but there's nobody available for Queso just yet. Vatira scoops that ball out, gets pushed out, and G2 can get downfield. About 2 minutes left, they still need a goal.
Crowd is stunned. G2 need them now more than ever. We get into the business end of a series, Queso have peaked every single time, and we're headed there, regardless of the outcome of this game. Come back from 3-1 would be something special from G2, and they can't even get the ball away from their box right now.
Popped up again. It's Rise winning another 50. It's Joyo keeping it going. It's Joyo destroying G2's defense. Queso up by 2.
Team Queso, they're a train going down the tracks that doesn't look like they can be stopped.
Oh,
everybody clipping, everybody rising to the occasion, regardless of whether the crowd's behind them or not. These guys look like the 3 strongest competitors that we've seen play Rocket League in quite some time.
Immaculate vibes. Unreal composure. Against all odds, Team Queso are making it happen. G2 at the other end of the stage are still talking to each other. You need to in these situations. You can't be silent. You can't just wait for the next kickoff while the other team are celebrating a goal. G2 are communicating. They're doing what they have to do, but can they put it together on the pitch?
They're going to try to push right here. That's pushed across the corner. Vatira Gonna squeeze that ball back out. Queso staying behind the ball. Vatira trying to find a pass. G2 needs some kind of explosion on offense. It might start here with Atomic. Just can't get it going. They've been stuffed on every touch. This one, again, stolen away. All of G2 gone on the play. This one's gonna be tough. Rise gets it across, and Joyo diving, but couldn't find the mark.
Yeah, and you saw it too, Johnny. That net was wide open. If that clear was on target, would have been another goal for Team Queso. G2 running out of time, and again denied by an epic save on the goal line. Team Queso has been stingy.
A great attack there by Atomic, but goalkeeping has been so impressive from Queso, and they've already got the offense. We knew that coming into this grand final. But the last game and this one, we're starting to see they've got the saves as well. They've got the ice in defense, and it's inevitable they're going to be put on defense, and they're playing against G2 Esports.
Dunk from Joyo on the 50. Pushed across. G2 don't have any time left on the clock, and they're going to be put in danger of a bracket reset. Here comes Rise, pushes it forward, wastes more time off the clock, and it's nigh impossible now for G2. Team Queso have ransacked their way through this bracket. Chicago gets a goal at the end of the game, but it's Queso who take the win.
Well, I know you two guys already mentioned it. You're going to remember the last time G2 played in an RLCS line final against an EU team who were running through the bracket.
What happened?
They lost 4-1. And we're on track for it right now, but they've wisely called a timeout here. They're going to try and figure this one out. This is the benefit of having that second attempt. Queso need to reset the bracket here, but G2 have to make it as difficult as possible, even if you feel like at this point, okay, this is going to be hard. We have to win 3 straight. That's really tough against Queso. My goodness, look at that save from Chicago. Scramble as well.
That was the scrappiest save that I think I've ever seen.
It's like the closest to a scrum, like a Rocket League scrum that I've ever seen, with so many cars just trying to force the ball to go somewhere, and it just doesn't go anywhere.
Yeah, that was an insane save on the goal line. Ended up not really making a difference. Team Queso locking down their goal line, making epic save after epic save. And even in the green room, Johnny, we're talking, you know, G2's going through the upper bracket. You'd think that all of the NA fan casters, fan people would be like confident here, but this is maybe the first time in a grand final where I felt like the team that made it through the upper bracket feels like an underdog from how good the lower bracket team has looked. Team Queso has looked unreal. They have looked unstoppable, and they are showing it out there yet again. Now just 1 game away from resetting this bracket, and maybe 4 games away from winning it all.
Well, I tried to tell everybody, you know, Queso's a real deal. They're the team. If they beat NRG, they're the team who are going to make this run. I really felt like the winner of that is the best chance of making the run, NRG or Queso. They've got the experience of making those lower bracket runs. It ended up being Queso. They've done it, and you know, you got to try and filter out all that yapping you hear from T-Base and listen to the truth. Queso are the truth, and they're going to reset this bracket by the looks of things. But like I said on the desk earlier on today, I'm willing to admit when I'm wrong. G2 have been unbelievably impressive this weekend. I didn't think they were going to be able to put that together after looking so flat in the fall major, albeit on separate rosters in Atomic's case. They really need to produce the absolute best right now. Like I was saying before, they have to make this difficult. If it's 4-1, Queso are going to be so confident going into that second game. But if G2 can get 1, if they can get 2, if they can get it into game 6 or 7, and then Queso win, at least it will show more resistance. It all starts here in game 5.
1 more game for Team Queso. Can they get the bracket reset, or can G2 extend the match a little further? We're underway on Wasteland. Queso looking for that 4th win. Joyo gonna pop that up. Rise just gonna backflip out and recover and actually push the ball forward for Queso. Can they get set up on offense? G2 look like they might have it, but then Vatira takes it away.
Must-win game for G2 to stop the Queso momentum. The manner in which they just lost the last game, with their balls glued to their goal line, not resulting in a goal, and they still get completely destroyed. It really shows us how big of a hole they're in right now, but they've had the timeout, they've talked about it. See what they've got planned. Joyo now, flying through the air, not making contact, but we've talked to them about this. He's probably calling, he's faking that yesterday.
Yeah, going up early.
His team know, and the other team don't necessarily know what Joyo's up to.
And it has worked. And you even look, at that situation where he wasn't close to making a play on the ball, but still they're able to recover so well, get back on the defensive half and make plays, and then set up the counter. Team Queso, no matter how far upfield they are, it always seems like they've got a plan to get back, conserving boost, being able to have that one player back who can buy the time and make those mechanical stops.
This one pushed across, G2 taken away. I feel like that's the first real opportunity in about 10 minutes of play that we've seen from G2. That one taken away easily by Queso.
Queso using every trick in their book. They're mind gaming so many times. Fake aerials, not really a thing many teams have tried to use. It's a thing of pride for Rocket League pros to hit every aerial you go for, but Joyo, former freestyler, knows that there can be art in the miss.
You got to go for it. And man, has Queso been going for it, and surprisingly hitting most of their crazy plays. We've seen so many clips, so many highlights against the best defenses in the world, and it has elevated their gameplay. When you hit a clip like that too, Johnny, you know it takes the gas out of your opponents.
Queso starting to threaten here. Rise grabbing that midfield boost, got the 50. Queso back on this play. They get the touch, but that's going to help out G2 on the 50. JNAPS gets the first touch, tries to screen across the Queso defense. Atomic keeping on the reset, keeping control, and he's been pretty quiet for G2 overall, but this time is able to keep his team locked in the blue half. And of course, Joyo eventually getting the clear.
And one area where Atomic was excelling this major was assist, and it was to JNAPS. JNAPS, throughout the regionals, was not the lead scorer. You know, he was kind of trailing on his team, but so far this major, he has been the leader, and they need some of that right now. JNAPS has to hit something.
Popped up by Joyo. The net's wide open. Queso, 2 minutes remain, and they have the lead.
That is not the resistance that the G2 fans were hoping for. That is not the goal that the G2 fans wanted to see an explosion in. But there's still 2 minutes and 8 seconds left in Game 5 for G2 to do something about it. They have to dig deep here. They have to just go all out and attack at this moment.
But they've had so many issues figuring out Team Queso.
Save.
Team Queso, whether they're on offense or defense, they're making plays. These guys got ice in their veins. Now a narrow miss. G2 still in it though. We've seen them rise to these occasions before, get these infield passes. They need something, and they really, truly need to activate JNAPS, who's been the reason they're even in these grand finals in the first place.
Yeah, it's the passing that's missing. You know, I talked to a lot of the teams this weekend, and they highlighted G2's passing as the key to their victory. It's the thing that they really were doing better than anyone else. Every G2 touch seems to be towards a teammate, but in this series, many G2 touches have gone towards a Team Queso player, and they've got to start connecting together now more than ever.
G2 met again on the challenge. Rise underneath on the reset. He's got enough boost to chase it. He got bumped by Joyo, and somehow Queso always seem to make that work. Whether they just come in mid-air together, if they bump into each other, the ball still moves forward, but now they're being pushed back. Chicago's not going to be able to get to it. Vatira tried to catch that ball out. Atomic gets on top of him. Chicago pops it up over one. Chicago taken away by Rise. Has Frozen on the backboard. Here they come. G2 looking for the shot. Oh, it scores! Chicago scores!
That's huge. And it is Atomic with the goal participation, as it always does. Chicago beating Vatira to the punch, tying the game inside the final minute.
G2, 44 seconds left before another overtime, and we saw what Team Queso was able to do in that. Team Queso has been lights out when the pressure's on.
G2, again, Chicago, downfield, just on target! Chicago! Another goal for G2!
Oh, look at that! Chicago having to hit this fadeaway shot near post.
That was nasty.
What a shot by Chicago. That looked unbelievably difficult, but G2 have put in 2 goals in 11 seconds after scoring none for the longest time. Now they lead with not much time left.
Queso threatening to respond around the corner. Pushed across, Vatira's not going to find a path out. And instead, G2 get another clear. Queso, 1, maybe 2 pushes left with time. Here they come, Rise drops it down to Joyo and it's taken away. Vatira next up, comes down on the ground. JNaps takes him off the field. G2 rushing down the pitch, pulling off on the play. They know they just gotta put the ball on the ground, maybe into the net. Catch and a run by Queso. Here they come, Joyo going for the bump and it's taken down. G2 survive.
And you saw the creativity there in those final moments. Trying to get an air dribble bump, leave it for a teammate to take the shot. Didn't pan out for Team Queso. But this one turned around pretty quickly for G2. You started to lose hope. You're thinking, all right, let's start planning about the next series after the bracket reset. But G2, and specifically Chicago, says, hold up, I think I can pull something out. And man, he did.
Yeah, pure positioning and just knowing where to be on the field in both these goals as well. Chicago had to use the mechanics for that last goal as well, though. The first one is speed and positioning. Second one, positioning again, but then that excellent finishing touch. G2 not going to lose 4-1 this time.
And you talked about the passing game. Wasn't on lock for G2 earlier in this series. And that pass to Chicago, that is the G2 that makes them so difficult to beat. They have to keep that up. And you heard the crowd just explode when Chicago hit that goal. And G2 feel that. But now Queso, this is where things start to get difficult. If this turns into a grind, they could be in danger, but this is usually where they're clutch.
Well, every time they've gotten to game 6 in the lower bracket, they've been losing 3-2. They've won every game 6, but now they're ahead. So this is different for Queso. They don't necessarily have to bounce back yet, but they're on their last life. Going to game 7 would be terrifying.
You know
G2.
what? Maybe Teammates is right. Maybe G2 won't let it go 7 games. If they lose this one here, Team Queso has been unstoppable. And G2, if they do win this, though, that complicates the situation. G2, they just have to win this series. And you can imagine that boost of momentum, energy, hype, mentality. It's going to be firing on all cylinders for G2 if they can find a way to win this and force game 7.
And I know that the scorebook is fixed at 440. Vatira going to push that one out. Actually, he's going to get a chance.
Wow.
2 whiffs from G2. And G2 are lucky Chicago is ready for the stage.
And you have to watch out for that from Queso. They've done it so many times this weekend where they have someone in position to take the shot when there's a defense in net and they opt to go for the fake.
Well, that's a couple of times this game that G2 have really not put it together. A couple of missed hits and a double commit as well, but nothing going into their net. That's the main thing. We do also have a double commit from Team Queso. Both teams looking extremely nervous, extremely jumpy in game 6.
Popped up, this might be a chance, but no, Rise is immediately there to meet it. Forces JNaps back. Protects both boost, midfield, and corner. And G2 can get out. You see Queso respecting that clear potential. And JNaps puts it back downfield. Underneath Vatira, might be a chance for Chicago. He's got one to contend with off the ceiling and immediately met at the punch. Atomic, not able to get around that ball, but actually able to get the back pass, forces Rise to come forward.
But that still has put G2 in an awkward spot, missing that ball at midfield, still trying to battle out from it.
Oh, backflip from Rise. He's out of position. G2 aren't able to capitalize, and now there might be a bump happening from Vatira. There it is! Rise, long shot goes in, but credit to Vatira, who landed the bump way up high in the air.
Somebody call the mechanic! They're gonna need fixed. See you later! Team Queso take the lead.
And you saw the instant recognition, Johnny. You saw Atomic down there in the corner and a blue card. You're already thinking, oh, it's coming. And that was a nice bump in a really huge moment. Team Queso, this is their chance to lock down this first series. We'll see if they can hold on to the lead this time.
Rise putting that ball up to the side. G2, plenty of time to get things going. And they've been able to hold Queso to 1 for a while and respond in this series. Know they're capable of it, know how to win this game. Rise flipping across. There's been a lot of attempted physical play, a lot of avoidance, a lot of pops up. Another bump, and Queso are getting dirty. 2 goals.
Well, this is something we've seen from Queso all tournament long. The bumps connecting, immediately followed up by a goal, but actually, before this game, the series was pretty clean from them. I think they caught G2 off guard with a much cleaner game, and now they're going back to what they've been doing all tournament long. They are smashing G2 in defense.
G2, still a lot of time for them, but you don't want things to get out of sorts, and it is Atomic. The post helps them out, splits the lead.
And G2, they've been magnificent on kickoffs, finding opportunities immediately after the ball's in motion, and they do it again here. Critical goal. Plenty of time left for G2, and now they've recovered. They've stopped the bleeding, and they're back in it.
Fought back last game. They're fighting back this game. The placement on their shots has been perfect. All three of the goals they've scored between this game and the last. Can they keep it up?
Nice catch by Joyo. They'll get the next 50 out. G2 trying to get those bumps on the back line, but they can't really get the 50. You see them diving at these challenges, trying to catch Queso out on rotation, but Joyo clean flips it over one. Joyo flips it back to Rise, who gets to that 50. And just when you think G2 start to catch Queso out on defense, they somehow come to the challenge.
This confidence from Joyo. He's dribbling in defense. He's dribbling in front of his own net. They're on a 1-goal lead. Why is he taking that risk? Oh wait, it's because it's Team Queso. It's Joyo. And now it's Rise at the other end of the field. Followed up by Joyo. What a save! Matira's going to be there. But G2 really making them work for it.
That was a flurry. You can't stop it when you got shot after shot after shot. Honorable effort from Atomic, but eventually it's going to be put in. Team Queso would not be denied.
A 2-goal deficit again for G2. With less than 2 minutes to go, they have to find a way to equalize. But Queso on the push again. Here's another one from G2. Popped over one. That's going to get it done. Chicago sinks another.
Look at the vision by Chicago. Sneaky challenge coming in from Queso, but Chicago saw Matira turning. He immediately goes for the shot, and if he's any later with that move, Matira's going to get a touch on it, and it's going to go over the bar. Chicago, perfect speed. Again, it's that placement of the shots from G2 that's working out.
And that decision-making, he had to make that decision right away.
Oh, Joyo. Flip reset into a musty, but taken away by Chicago. JNAP's going to push it forward. Might be a chance here for G2 to equalize. JNAP sends it across, taken away by Rise. Popped hard off the back wall. Here he comes again. Chicago, can he score another? No, it's dropped back down to JNAP and challenged again by Rise. Joyo going to pick this one up, but G2 still have midfield. There's the first 50. Matira's too far back. Chicago wanted JNAP, but JNAP jumping early for the ball. Didn't get the read he wanted.
Okay, so not letting G2 shoot. They've got to stop the shots from happening. They've stopped another one. Matira diving up early. We're inside the final minute now. Still 1-goal lead. And it's almost 2, but Chicago's heroics on the goal line keep it back at 1.
Chicago getting a good challenge and a rebound. Somehow getting a 50 after making a play on the ball, still staying in the air.
They're not letting them shoot. They just won't let G2 shoot, because every time G2 shoot, it's a goal.
And then Queso get the ball, and even on low boost, they somehow are able to export out those mechanics. But G2 are coming, and they've tied the game. The next set delivers.
Don't let G2 shoot the ball. JNAPS strikes again off Atomic's infield pass. Matira got a touch on it, but it's not enough. Another comeback from G2 Esports.
And Atomic spotting JNAPS wonderfully. He had a low pass from Chicago. Chicago cleared it low. Atomic making that adjustment and able to hit JNAPS on the run.
Queso on the push on offense. G2 have had 2 unanswered now. Queso, how do they respond? Rise, getting that ball back over to Joyo. Joyo, pass in front of Matira. Goal, Rise! He's done it! He's got Queso in the lead!
And we've got Queso fans in the house with 15 seconds left. Queso up and about to reset the bracket.
How many times have we seen Queso do this weekend?
A lot. I can't count, James. How many times have Queso looked like they were about to be defeated? How many times have it looked like G2 were about to take control? Here they come. Oh my God! What is happening?
Whoa! We've got a ball game! They've done it again! Infield pass, Atomic with a snipe. G2 refuse to go down.
That is the kind of medal you want to see from G2 in North America, trying to survive against the last European team left. And set up by Atomic. It's not over. We could have one more goal. Time expires, the ball touches the ground, and I don't know how this is going to overtime.
It's scripted, James. It's scripted, Jorby. We are living the best timeline, but can G2 keep it going?
Could see a game 7. Maybe we will right here. Taken away for now, but it's put up in front of the box. Joyo pushing the ball back downfield. There to cut it off is Atomic. Only 30 in the tank. That's enough to drop down. Freezing The Queso defense. J-Naps gets the next touch, gets kicked out of the way. Mateo drops it down. Here comes Chicago. Steve going off the bar. Here they come again. Atomic. Goal! We're going to Champions Field.
G2 Esports take it to Game 7. Queso have been pretty good in Game 7s, but they've not been brought to one by their opponents. It's usually them bringing the opponents to one. What a comeback by G2.
And news coming in that Team Queso has called a timeout before Game 7.
Queso, every single time the match has been put on Game 7, they call a timeout, and what happens? They win.
Every time they faced elimination in the playoffs, they've won. They've faced elimination, I think now, 6 games in the playoffs. Against NRG, Furia, and in the previous round to FaZe. Is it inevitable? Is it inevitable? They've shown experience way beyond their years. They've shown ice every single time they're in this situation, but now they're against G2.
Now the question is, will G2 show up? We saw J-Naps say it. This is their time. They're here. Now's their chance. And this is going to be the best chance I think they'll ever get to take down Team Queso. All they need is one more game.
And the crowd knows it. This crowd fully behind G2. They know the stakes. Just one more game. Queso trying to ice things with this timeout, cool off, reset the mental, and just chillax for a little bit.
I don't think you can. I don't think you can chillax.
You don't think it's possible?
No way. No way. I mean, I guess if there is one team, Jorby, that can, it's Queso, because they've got something special about them. And this is really where they can not only establish a reputation, but cement it. Getting this win here in Game 7 on the main stage in YouTube Theater against G2.
Team Queso are 6-0 in elimination games in the playoffs. The Cats only have 7 lives.
I think it's, well,
I think it's 9.
Yeah, it's 9. But,
yeah.
you know,
oh, that would have been so good if they had 7, though.
Yeah, there would be. You know, we could change history, right?
Yeah, cut that.
Cats have 7.
You know,
cut that out.
Yeah. Well, you know, they only
actually,
have 9.
that's bad news. This means they're going to keep winning. Oh, no. I was trying to give NA some hopium, but actually, it's not hopium at all.
That's your problem, Sonny. You just can't. You can't.
Even when I try, it just doesn't come naturally.
Yeah, you can't do it.
You know, but you cannot count Team Queso out. Like you said, Johnny, they have been unbeatable, it seems. 6-0, like you said. The question for me is this G2 squad with Atomic the team that can do it? Are they finally not only at the top of North America, but the top of the world?
It's the unstoppable force meets the immovable object. Queso don't lose elimination games. G2 haven't lost a series. One of these streaks has got to end, and one of them would be the end of this tournament, which is what everybody wants in this theater from what I can hear.
These playoffs have been insane. We have been treated to some of the craziest Rocket League that we've seen in a while. And the crowd, a crowd we haven't had in over 2 years, has absolutely delivered. It has been insane in this theater. And of course, the grand finals.
Well,
of course it's gonna happen here, Jay.
And it has to go to Game 7 this first go around. And you have to keep in mind, this might not be all the Rocket League will see.
It might not be over.
Okay, so just to give all the fans in here even more to worry about. They're 7-0 in Game 7s this split.
Oh my God.
They've won
How are you that cold? How are you that cold?
They've won 9 straight Game 5 7s or 7s this split as well. G2, this split, they're 0-2 in Game 7s.
9 straight.
9 straight. Oh, there's the hopium, James.
There's 9 straight. 9 lives.
You have the crystal ball.
Gone?
They're going for double digits or deaths.
And we will get this what could be final game or the precursor to maybe 7 more in just a moment. We're having some technical issues on the stage, which we will resolve as soon as we can.
We know, we get it, we get it.
We got to maximize the drama out here. You know, we got to get you guys on the edge of your seats since you don't want to stand up and support G2 on your feet, guys. They're going to need you to do that in this Game 7. I hope you realize that. But the crowd's really been backing them, and like we expected, they've been energizing G2. They've been willing this comeback, and they've come from behind in Game 5, behind by 2 in Game 6, and they forced that Game 7. Still, though, do they want to come back from behind? Probably not.
No, you want to just close this one out. And the player that has really impressed me this series has been Chicago. Yes. Chicago, the leader. In that key moment, you saw him hit that fadeaway shot near post in a massive moment. Chicago showing that he is a leader of this team. And now G2, they're on the precipice. This is what they've been working for years. And they could achieve it in these next few moments. But Team Queso, the record that they've had in these moments, I don't know if I've really seen anything like it in Game 7s, in these final games, a team be this good.
I think it was after the fall split, Team Queso were tied with Heroic, I think, down in the pits of Europe. You know how brutal it is down there. And this has been one of the quickest rises of a team that we've ever seen in Rocket League competition. For them to not only win 2 regionals, but also get to the grand finals in a 3rd in the winter split after not making anything happen in the fall split. I mean, it's unreal what Rise, Vatira, and Joyo have been able to do in the winter. It is unparalleled. And so for G2, who have been trying to get over that hump for so long, to be stopped by these upstarts, by these new kids on the block, that has to be nerve-wracking for G2.
Yeah, JNAP Chicago was saying way back in my day, we were trying to win lands back then too, but how sweet that would be. They are the home team, Chicago in his hometown. JNAP's, like I said before, I can't think of another player as good as him who hasn't won an RLCS LAN. He really is such a legend. Starting in Season 3, still going strong and still not just hanging on as many players do when they're reaching the end of their careers. I don't think JNAP's reaching the end of his career because he's mechanical, he's fast, he's speedy. Not looking like the old man on the pitch at all. And Chicago really stepping up today. You know, Atomic was really doing a lot of the work in the group stage. JNAP's stepping up earlier on in the playoffs, but Chicago hitting every single shot that he has to hit. Actually, everybody on the team hitting their shots, hitting their infield passes in these games.
Oh, it's tense. You can feel the tension too. The crowd, they get loud, and then it gets quiet.
Oh.
And the anticipation.
Oh, it's coming.
Here it comes. We're about ready. Game 7 on Champions Field. Brought to you by Lamborghini. Here we go.
G2, 1 game away from winning the major for themselves and for North America. And JNAP!
They call him the knapsack for a reason. When G2 need a goal, JNAP is there to answer the bell.
Yeah, he's got a lot of magic in that knapsack, Jorby, to come out off kickoff, where G2 has been dominant. That aspect of their game has been working like a charm. Now a demo off kickoff, but space for Rise. The shot testing JNAP's, but a nice save. G2, this is a hot start, but we've seen Team Queso bounce back quickly before.
G2 have to be so careful at this moment. There's a long time left in the game. That's the worst thing about taking the lead inside 6 seconds. Queso have fought back so many times. They've defended brilliantly in this final. They've been great chances in scoring them just as often as they did previously in the tournament. G2 proving to be the team who can match Queso in these games at the end of a series.
Oh, Joyo won a couple 50s. He's got that midfield boost as well. Vatira's just gonna punch it back to the other side of the field. Joyo lets it drop. Rise, a risky pass, but Vatira gets there in time. He actually might have a lead. And going across, Rise got a demo, but Chicago comes across quickly. Steals that boost away from Joyo, but Joyo comes back to take the ball away.
Okay, so trying to buy some time here. They're trying to mix some hard clears into their play. They don't want to air dribble every single ball that comes to them in defense. Look at where G2 are. They are sitting way far back. They're ready for those hard clears. They're ready for the passing plays that Queso are going to try and throw at them. Will Queso use the space that G2 are giving them?
But G2 has been doing a phenomenal job in those race to the 100 boost, winning that race. And it's keeping Queso back. But still, just a one-goal game. That can slip away in a heartbeat.
Cleared downfield again. Popped up off the corner. Shot's coming off the bar. And Rise saves his dodge for the most important touch.
Great reaction by Rise, but it's G2 who continue to press this advantage. They're not settling for that one goal. Demo dodge coming through from Queso, but the boost is not there to really follow up on this play. They're looking to buy time with hard clears once again.
High ball off the ceiling. Rise pushing it forward, but that play's not going to get it done. They let it bounce. You see Joyo coming up. They don't want to just give the ball away for free. Vatira, he's got control. Vatira taken away by JNAPS.
Challenge coming in just early enough for G2. So key that they pressure the ball when air dribbles are coming towards them like that. Vatira didn't get the shot that he wanted that time. He might next time. It's a good save coming in from Joyo at the other end.
And a beautiful counter on low boost from G2. They're staying calm. And we're seeing now more possession though from Team Queso. Another corner boost steal from Rise. We're seeing a good attack start to be mounted and a critical touch there to the sidewall from Chicago.
Queso starting to win these 50s. Joyo back across. It's going to be Rise. Collects that boost first. Now he's got the touch. Now control. Rise, flick up, forces two to commit. Vatira committed early, and Joyo's going to come up, but Vatira recovers, gets the ball back out to the corner.
Joyo just a bit too far back to capitalize on the free aerial. The G2 are really in trouble here. Boost is getting low on a couple of their players. Chicago gets demoed, but the shot quality from Team Queso is just not there.
But they are getting shots, Johnny. Taking shot after shot. You're seeing G2 Atomic all the way back in Team Queso's half, trying to sprint back on defense, still operating with about half a tank. This has been an assault from Team Queso that G2 has withstood brilliantly.
Vatira pops this ball up again. With G2, no boost. Queso can push forward. Rise. He's been at the front of these pushes, but they just have not been able to create that pressure.
And look at the clock. G2 have wasted so much time here. They've been defending, but they've defended well enough. Queso have not produced the offense that was seen from them earlier in the tournament.
Rise pops the ball hard, and one miss leads to a save for Chicago, but coming back, return fire! Joyo ties the game!
You can only defend for so long against Team Queso.
And you see Chicago trying to get back. It was just a matter of time. You even see on the replay how low boost G2 has been. It's been like that all game, but they've managed to get those clears. But eventually, Team Queso was able to find that opening, and now they see another. But a goal line save from Atomic keeps it tied.
Atomic looking a bit awkward in defense. A couple of plays here, but he's just slightly too far forward. G2 have to step it up at this moment.
Oh, Atomic, he's in the air, popped it off the ceiling. Is there going to be a shot? No. G2 want to keep control. Don't want to force the issue if they don't have to.
Look at the boost. Team Queso are really struggling here, but a back corner spawns for Joyo.
Able to get the touch out. Atomic pushes it up. Does he have the next touch? He misses, but everyone's awkward on Queso. Rebound comes in. What a touch from Joyo. It's a race now. Running this Rise, and it's going to be G2 getting back.
Critical recovery from G2. A goal now would be it. Surely Rise actually sends it wide.
Oh, that was so dangerous. G2 now back the other way. And it's taken away by Vatira. G2 again, trying to find the touch. Pass out to Rise. Downfield, Vatira taken away. Pass cut off by G2. Time running out. Here they come. Atomic actually back up. Oh! Queso! Robbery!
Oh my goodness! A complete choke from G2. Atomic and Chicago both leave the ball at the worst moment.
And you knew they were in trouble when Atomic was in reverse in the middle of the field. A miscommunication with Chicago. A heartbreaking end, and now the final chance. G2 have to keep this up, otherwise we're going to another best of 7.
Vatira puts the ball onto the ground, and here we go. A bracket reset. Queso somehow survived in that game, and John, tell me, give me your thoughts, man. What just happened?
I'm going to be honest with you, Jarby, I have no idea. What on earth just happened? G2 just left the ball.
I think what happened there was instead of Atomic rotating out and letting Chicago just get the clear, Atomic tried to make a play on the ball. He was in reverse. It's an awkward situation. and it just crumbles. The pressure.
He just had to drive into it.
Wow. And it happens when you're in these extremely high pressure situations. Game 7, it's on the line. Sometimes that can affect you, and it surely did there.
Look at this. All of EU rallying around their team, Team Queso. All the EU players who have been eliminated, you're still here. They're rooting for their team. The audience are all rooting for G2, but the Queso boys have got support. They've got a lot of support online and back home. And they have reset the bracket. I mean, I said before, it's the perfect timeline. You gotta love a bracket reset. I know it doesn't feel like it right now, everybody in the YouTube theater, but bracket resets are always more entertaining. Can the home team win? We'll have to wait and find out. It started off so well for them. Shaynap's opening goal was an absolute banger, but then they sat back. They let Queso come at them, and they ended up conceding the worst possible way.
That has to hurt. To go down that way, that has to hurt. I mean, you even saw it in that final replay, the confusion on that last play. It was G2's ball. They had it. They had it. They had the time. They had the space.
That's the worst goal I've ever seen on a Rocket League. I think it might be the worst goal I've ever seen.
And it could have easily been a G2 opportunity.
It's one of the most meaningful goals ever, but man, that was bad.
It hurts to go down like that.
I said that if G2 fight back and show some resistance, it'll help them to come back mentally in the and do well in the next series, but they've gone all that way. They've fought back twice from behind just to completely throw in the worst way in Game 7.
Well, G2 have a lot to think about, but it's not done. G2 are not eliminated. Team Queso have not won. There is one more best of 7 to be played. Queso have reset the bracket. We are gonna go to a quick break, so if you gotta get up, get a snack, do that quickly. Go to the bathroom, do what you gotta do, but then come back, get in your seat. If you're at home, don't turn off the Twitch stream, don't turn off wherever you're watching. Doesn't matter, Rocket League Live at home, stay here because I guarantee you the next match is gonna be just as much of a banger. We'll be right back.
Blueberry short stack? Got any games on your phone?
This might not be your car, and this might not be your engine. Maybe this isn't your morning routine, and maybe these aren't your coworkers. Perhaps these aren't your standard driving conditions. Far from it. But this is your oil, which means you're one of us, doesn't it? For serious engines, on and off the track, upgrade to Mobil 1.
It's 3 a.m. I need a taquito. If you want it, we can get it from the 7-Eleven. Slurpee, light bulbs, antifreeze. Here's your order, nacho cheese. If you want it, we can get it from the 7-Eleven. Tippy driver.
We on the top and we ain't gonna fall. It's an obsession, a habit you call. We hitting automatic, never stall. Only got one tactic, do it all. I'm from the bottom, I hate what I saw. I couldn't walk, so I learned how to crawl. They wanna talk when you're back to the wall. So I say later, my aim moving small. Money grows from my intuition. I just bought a crib, that's my first edition. People hate it when you claim a vision, but I use a static when I hit ignition. Hungry moves, I'm faster in a minute. I stay fresh to death, I'm in a mint condition. Forge a heat, no matter where I've been, and give me any place and it'll be a kitchen. This how we flow to the top. I'm on a wave and it never gon' stop. I hit a 3, now we running the clock. 24 seconds, I still block your shot. I'm making this an eternal spot. Permanent stain in the flow, ink blot. Don't step to me when I get too hot. I'ma end your life and it's all you got. We on the top and we ain't gonna fall. It's an obsession, a habit you call. We hitting automatic, never stall. Only got one tactic, do it all. I'm from the bottom, I hate what I saw. I couldn't walk, so I learned how to crawl. They wanna talk when you're back to the wall. So I say later, my aim moving small. Homemade flow, I'm a PVC. There ain't one player out doing just like me. Heart rate froze, check the EKG. I hate wasting time, no eventually. Routine work when nobody see it, but I ain't feel the stress, I know it's meant to be. 30 beats, I'm on a killing spree. I made every song in my discography. Yeah, that's every cent, every dollar. I ain't tryna listen to a broke scholar. Making moves to make the money taller. To the cash topping on the Eiffel Tower. Labels calling, I won't wear they collar. With my own drive, I can take it farther. Do it myself, don't ever bother. Been self-made now, shout out to my father. We on the top and we ain't gonna fall. It's an obsession, a habit you call. We hitting automatic, never stall. Only got one tactic, do it all. I'm from the bottom, I hate what I saw. I couldn't walk, so I learned how to crawl. They wanna talk when you're back to the wall. So I say later, my aim moving small.
And just like that, we go for round 2. Team Queso flipped the bracket in what was the most
just
unbelievable
just question marks.
End to a game I've seen in a long time here. Guys, I don't even know where to start.
Who
here.
do you want to come to first?
Stumpy, what did you think
man.
about the 0 commit at 9 seconds?
Choke,
Zero commit, I like that.
Baby, it's just a choke from G2. That's all that was. There was the weirdest, just, okay, we've got the ball, 2 seconds left. Stop. Stop moving. Rise goes, there's a goal there, guys. I'm going to hit the ball and we'll win.
And that's after G2 was down 3-1. They battle back to do that? You know you're so close to taking down Queso, who has 1 life left, with 5 minutes over 9 seconds left, and you do that.
I don't know what Sathu said. He said, boys, don't double commit. Just everyone stay calm. And they did the complete opposite. They 0 committed.
We got you, Dad.
Maybe he said, like, stop panicking, but they only heard stop.
So, yeah, they probably, either way, but what an insane, apart from the final goal,
yes,
what a series we had. We had the back and forth, the changes of momentum. Queso starting off so hot. J-Nabs though stepping up massively in the end. Unbelievable.
Look, here it is. Just
that perspective almost looks okay. So it's this where like we're just what is
clearly Atomic was called off by Chicago. That's what it looks like. However, then maybe Chicago thought Atomic was going, and then no one went.
The only reasonable explanation is that they remembered the script and said, "Oh, we're supposed to lose and reset the bracket. Let's let that happen here." And it was
just a healthy dose of copium wave. I love it.
That's the only reasonable explanation I have for.
And how do you bounce back from that? Like over these next 15 minutes where you're not playing,
when you were that close.
Their season.
Now what do you do?
Their season. Look, they even started off the series slow. They had to come back down from 3-1, man. They really had to warm up. Queso's been playing all day. So Queso's warm. They're ready. They came out hot. G2 had to, you kind of have to take a second to really just settle in, get used to the grand final, and then now they started playing really, really well. Queso's level of play has not changed, but G2's level of play started to come up a little bit.
I actually disagree with that. I think Queso started off really hot there, the game 1 and 2 there, where I was sitting next to Appjack, and basically we're like the challenge game is absolutely flawless, but towards the end of the series, particularly, I think it was game 6, we saw Vatira, he committed for no reason randomly, and all of a sudden they started getting outpaced, and I think that we could be starting to see a little bit of fatigue coming out from Queso. I think the challenge game wasn't quite as hot, but to Joyo's credit, I think he was really absolutely on point, but I think Rise and Vatira started getting a little bit shaky. Perhaps it was just, not shaky, but, you know, obviously they've been playing so many series all day. You know, it's such a mental game, Rocket League, and I think we started to see a few, you know, hesitations and
this reset really benefits G2, I think, because Queso have had so many best of sevens and they've gone to the distance in a couple of them. This one included. Now it's just G2. They played one series earlier. They've just played this one. They're on their 3rd series of the day.
It benefits G2 as long as that goal doesn't get to them. The 15 minutes could help or hurt. They have to sit there for 15 minutes and not think about that. And just go back to playing
I think they can get it out their mind, for reference. I think they can. They're really, really strong with
It's much better for G2 to lose that way than play a 6, 7 minute, 10 minute overtime and then end up losing that way. Because you committed so much in the 3-1 reverse. You tried to reverse spaceman sweep and then you put 10 minutes into overtime or something like that. That would have been heartbreaking. It's much easier for G2 to
it would have been way different as well if, you know, say, I don't know, Joyo hit a triple flip reset or something to win. I think that, although it was a mistake, I don't feel like
it's preventable.
It didn't give any momentum to Queso, I think, either. You know, obviously
it just gave them the bracket reset. It just gave them the win. The second best thing there. Let's get the Verizon fan vote going of what you guys think is going to happen here in the second reset. Any changes here? Anyone flipping on their predictions?
I'm not flipping.
Well, my mum actually sent me a message during that series, and she said, fingers crossed for Queso, want them to win to prove T-Bait's wrong.
Wow.
That's CJ, she genuinely said that, to prove T-Bait's wrong. with 2 laughing emojis. Listen, I am not going against what my mum said. This is
I'm in the minds of Europeans, man. Listen, NA's got to come out on top. G2 have not lost any momentum. If anything, the momentum's on G2's side. They are picking up their gameplay. A simple error, it happens.
And all these fans, they just want to see more Rocket League. So I think G2 through Game 7 to get some more Rocket League, but they will take it in the end. I'm going G2.
That was what you predicted. That doesn't make sense. I'm sticking by my predictions as well. I think the players are getting onto the stage. I wonder, can we go to the fans inside? I would love
to see that.
To enable them and equip them.
Queso just won the fan vote. Sorry, Queso just won that fan vote, 51%. That didn't happen earlier, for reference. Like that's now tipped over.
Good. The fans have been wrong the last 3 matches, so that's a good sign.
Wait, but you were so happy when previously they predicted G2.
But you've been wrong for the last 3 matches too, so I don't know which one's going to break.
We're talking about the match.
You're getting reverse swept in predictions at the moment.
Oh no, the choke. The choke here.
He's about to bracket reset your predictions.
Oh Lord.
Well, okay, let's go to the crowd. I want to get some chance go. Let's start for Team Queso.
Okay.
Lead us here, Stumpy.
Okay. If there's anybody in the crowd right now who is a Team Queso fan, I know the Endpoint boys are at the front. I want them to turn around and start leading this as well. We just want a nice, intimidating Queso! 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 Come on, be loud!
Well,
there we go. Okay, that's the ooh of the Queso.
We perfectly played that, though. We all just said Queso, and we all stopped at the same time. So that was chemistry.
Yeah, you've got to have that chemistry in a crowd as well.
Improvisational.
Alrighty, if you're a G2 fan, we have a great G2 chant. We need to get this chant rolling the entire series. Listen up closely and start joining us. Not let's go G2, not let's go G2.
No, stop, everyone.
Let's go.
Listen. Crowd, chill, wait.
JNAP's Atomic Chicago.
JNAP's Atomic Chicago. JNAP's Atomic Chicago. JNAP's Atomic Chicago. Hey.
Get that rolling the entire series, NA. Let's get that W.
Okay.
That's pretty complex for
and
NA.
Finally, ladies and gentlemen, finally, everyone in the crowd right now. Are we going back to the crowd? Get back to the crowd, please. Get back to the crowd.
One more.
We got one more. Please.
Please, thank you.
There we go. Back to the crowd. Ladies and gentlemen, crowd, everyone here right now. This has been an unbelievable event. The first event in 2 years with a crowd. So what we're going to do right now, we're going to get a chant for everyone here, everyone involved, and it's simply going to be
Rocket League! 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 Rocket League!
That's what we're all here for.
There we
Let's
go.
go.
There
Good, they
we
know that.
go.
Run that through game 1.
Let's go.
That's the best part. You guys get to keep going.
Love that.
You guys
Love
don't have
that.
to stop when we stop. So the players are ready. Let's get down to the stage for the second match of the grand finals. This one takes the cake. Win this one, you hoist the trophy. You get the medals at the end. You're the winter champion. Team Queso on one side, G2 on the other, trying to hold on to that upper bracket in the Verizon Skybox. It's James, Johnny, and Jorby. We'll be there in just a moment.
G2 on their last life. Queso looking to take down the last bastion of North America. G2 have one more try.
And you know, I got a question is, you know, what kind of cake is it? And it's starting to seem like it might be a cheesecake. I'm going to be honest, they looked so good in that last series, and to see G2 lose it in that fashion, you've got to wonder how they're going to bounce back. This game 1, critical for G2.
Well, the upside is for G2, they can't possibly start worse than they finished. Like, this is going to be better no matter what, but Queso already out the gate, putting some pressure on them. JNAPS with the big dunk, though, will send it back towards the blue end.
Now, Queso in this series, while they've been a very physical team, demos weren't really a feature of their offense in their last series. Really only averaging about 2 demos a game. That's about 1 less than they usually mount against teams.
Yeah, much better on the bumps, though, Jorby. We even saw the one bump on Atomic last back. We've seen them be able to do that, but you're right. However, we're seeing some early demos. Vatira and JNAPS both getting one. Oh, and we're starting to see even more. Rise taking out Atomic.
Ooh, Vatira gets the bump, but Chicago pushes that ball back out. Joyo getting the dunk again. The ball's just stalled. Chicago will push it forward. We're trading back and forth with these 50s, but here comes Vatira, drops it straight back down. Rise going for the corner, and it's pushed out again by G2.
So far, those positional mistakes from G2, that defensive positioning, overly defensive positioning, I would say, the awkward positioning from Atomic in particular, not a factor. They have definitely reset their mental. That is impressive after such a devastating loss.
Atomic going for the pinch. He gets a clean one out downfield. But Vatira able to pick that ball up. Chicago demoed Rise on the back end, and he got plenty of time to respawn and get the ball back downfield.
Queso had the better chances so far, and they will get the first goal.
And is it too early to be worried for G2, Johnny?
No, I'm worried. I mean, every time we've casted this weekend, I brought a water bottle along with me. This time I brought 2 because I knew we were getting a bracket reset. I wasn't worried about that, but...
You have 2, I have like 7.
Yeah, you brought 7. You brought a lot. We've got reserves, but it's always time to be worried in this situation because, like we're saying, G2, they've made a name for themselves. You don't become the best player to never win an RLCS LAN in JNAP's case, and the best player to never win a LAN in Chicago's case without losing some along the way. And are they going to get that? Is it going to get inside their heads at some point? Are they going to start to second guess everything that they've done this weekend?
The touch goes out, but another demo. That time Joyo taking out Chicago. And it's launched downfield. Oh, and Rise tried to find the 50. Now a turnaround. JNAPS slips it right around Vatira. They can't get that boost steal. They do push the ball to the right side of Queso territory. As Chicago gets bumped out, he won't be able to go for that ball. JNAPS has to support as his teammate picking up that demo onto Joyo, but still locked here with Queso in the lead.
I like what I'm seeing Chicago do, though. Being upfield, getting boost steals, threatening the bump, looking for the infield pass.
That's what G2 are best at. That's what they do. That's what they've always done, even in previous iterations of the roster. They're the aggressive team in NA. They're the team who pile on the pressure. They pass the ball in the final third. They follow up on the backboard reads. They thrive in the final third of the pitch. That's where they are right now.
This one pushed up high, Chicago. Dropping that one down, and again, it's Joyo there to pick up the rebound.
And a great play from Joyo, up so quick. He read that backboard pass in a heartbeat, so fast to the ball. They don't want to let G2 take the shots. G2 has been getting power, precision on those shots. They're getting in the lane early, shutting down those opportunities before they start.
Pushed again. Chicago taking out Joyo. We've had a lot of demos. There's another one. This time Rise took out JNAP. Vatira won't be able to get back to that ball. G2 starting to stay around their half now. They're having trouble clearing this ball out of the corner. But JNAP works his way around and Rise steals the ball away.
In Queso also maintaining their level. G2 are right back to that former level that they were at for most of last series, but so are Queso. Any thoughts of them being tired at some point along the way? Just dissipating as they plow on forward. Just over a minute now for G2. JNAP's trying to center. Atomic likewise. He's got options in the middle. Vatira going to deny the center ball.
Rise and Vatira trying to push that ball downfield. G2 haven't really felt a lot of pressure in front of the box. Really, neither team has, but Queso, they've got that goal on the board. Vatira forces the ball up. A light shot from G2. Really tense game one. G2 looking for this first goal. Gotta find a way to heat it up, but Vatira steals the ball away. Joyo gets underneath, couldn't get the bump on the JNAPs, who had no boost on the play. Chicago moving downfield, taken away by Vatira.
Vatira's defense, so impressive throughout the first series and this one as well. He really has produced the best Rocket League he's played all weekend in the grand final.
Oh, JNAP gets underneath it, and they try to force the ball in front. The shot might come underneath. Atomic goes for the first 50, slips it by Rise. Oh, Atomic wanted the fake as well, but he won't get it. And G2 have to retreat as Rise gets the clear out. He got chipped on the play. G2 didn't have to stay back for long. Here they come off the back wall, taken away by Joyo.
Final seconds. G2 gonna try to keep this airborne. Chicago is in the middle. Atomic also there, but doesn't make contact. And now over to the corner, loose a bit, but easily killed in the final moment. Team Queso able to close out game one of Series 2.
No huge mistakes in defense this time from G2, but when you play Queso, they're able to create their own goals, even if you play perfect defense. Queso have got so many threats. They've got the team plays, they've got the physical plays, they've got the solo plays. Now you could say all of that about G2 as well, but Queso managing to get the first game in the series here, really starting to apply that squeeze, because for the first time in the grand final, they're the team who are closer to the tournament.
And this really is remarkable. Game 7, coming down to that final play, Team Queso come through again. They keep coming through in these moments. And now they are close to the finish line. We were questioning, you know, even CJ talking about fatigue, but is it more like a sprinter or runner seeing the finish line, closing out the race? Is that what Team Queso's about to do?
I think they're about the grind. This has been so difficult for them to get through, but they have managed to win every single time. So while it looks like they might be fatigued, while it looks like they might be running out of gas, there's always a little bit more in the tank.
They just have the best work ethic that I know of. You know, a lot of the teams in NA do as well, but some of the teams that didn't perform this weekend aren't putting those hours in. Team Queso's hours ridiculously high, and that really shows with their consistency, and they can rely on themselves to deliver the goods under pressure because they've done it so many times in recent memory. And just like in the first series now, G2 have to answer Queso's early lead. They need a strong start. If Queso can get into the lead, G2, they've come back from 3-1 down in the first series, but it looks so difficult. Queso aren't going to make it easy on them.
Oh, Rise almost got the double, but it dropped straight down. Joyo was a little too close. It's going to fall back out. Joyo still in possession. Joyo squeezing it against the back wall. It's a loose ball for Vatira. He sees his teammate on the side and also sees G2, but can't keep it away.
And I like that play from Atomic, waiting, giving Vatira that space, knowing he doesn't have much area to work with, but now a double tap from Rise. But Atomic playing smart. Good head on his shoulders, but he's got to keep it that way. No room for errors anymore.
Ooh. Atomic hoping to find some kind of touch there, or at least freeze Queso. He was successful in doing that. G2 have been able to take midfield. Queso, they're always in the air for that next touch. And a nice jump down from Vatira. Trying to keep that speed. G2 back on the blue. Nothing really developing for them. They keep getting stuffed in the corner.
Just again, Queso showing why it's so important to pressure the ball on your recovery. Bit of an awkward position for the last man back, but support quickly arrived to alleviate that pressure, deny G2 any opportunities.
Oh, the ball kicks out. Vatira thinking that play was going to roll across, and he somehow made a play out of it, but Joyo, the ball's over his head, pass denied. Up in front, shot is wide and taken away anyway. Chicago can't deliver just yet. Joyo in the way, JNAP's hitting the brakes. Doesn't want to fully commit, Rise gets the clear.
You saw JNAP's trying to slow down, thinking he could break up that play, but no, Team Queso just keeps chugging along. Now in the offensive half, we'll see what they can do.
This much pressure, it looks like your Queso goal is coming at some point. G2 looking for the counter-attack, of course. And like I said in the last game, they really built a name for themselves, and they really terrified all the teams.
Away by Joyo. G2 again, Chicago around the corner by on one, but Vatira's there to back it up. Johnny, the failsafe you keep talking about, keeps working for Team Queso.
And you put Vatira in so many awkward positions, but he always manages to just find his way out of them with half flips, with wave dashes, with pre-flips. His movement in these awkward positions is second to none.
Oh, off the backboard and taken away, but G2 are hunting. That ball taken away again. Queso get the ball safely into the corner. Here comes Atomic, flips it, oh, what a goal!
Brilliance from Atomic. A solo play using the handbrake. How did he even have his flip after that long?
I mean, I suppose you call it an air roll shot, but wow, what a stacked up from Atomic. Completely impossible to predict. Getting the ball past two defenders in the goal line.
Vatira off the kickoff. Now have to respond. They just might. Joyo going in the air. He wants a pump. He's given the space to Rise. Oh. It's in, it's out. What? And somehow G2 keep the lead. Chicago pumps that ball away. JNAPS will get it out, but how did that ball stay out of the net? Rise got one more chance at it. Gets underneath. G2 survive for now.
They've done it again. They put the ball in their goal line twice this series. This time it's in their goal. Joyo credited with the goal, but there looked like there might have been shenanigans on the back wall.
Yeah, you see JNAPS cheating up, and gets bumped. Wow. You saw Vatira on the backboard. He was waiting. He's just waiting for JNAPS to leave the wall. As soon as JNAPS jumps, he's a fish in a barrel. It's easy target, Jorby. And boom, the bump clearing the goal line. Team Queso able to tie it up.
Now Team Queso resharpening the harpoon. Vatira gonna push that ball down. JNAPS ends up losing to Joyo. Joyo working across. Vatira, you see the rotations for Queso. Very safe, not diving, sending the full house like we're used to them seeing. Trying to adapt to that G2 rotation, not wanting to put themselves in awkward position. That one popped out. G2 looking to set up offense.
G2 not falling for those mind games that Queso keep going for. So I've got plenty good ideas that involve hitting the ball and making plays on it. Final minute of the game. End-to-end stuff here. Infield pass still being looked for by G2 Esports. It's worked for them a whole lot in this series and throughout this tournament. They are extremely defensively positioned. It's going to be tough to follow up if they keep sitting back like this.
And you saw Rise again going for a bump. More physical gameplay coming out from Team Queso. It worked for this last goal, and they're still going for it. Jarby, you said they haven't been demoing much. Well, at the start of this series, it was open up with demo after demo after demo. The physical gameplay, it's working out so far for Team Queso.
Oh, Atomic. I feel like he's starting to get some of that space, too. If he can get another shot like he got last time, maybe he can put G2 over the edge here at the end of regulation. Popped up over Vatira. Awkward ball for Joyo, but he recovers. Gets over one. Does he want this ball? He does. Back to Rise. They're going to move. Vatira, does he want to play ball? No, he's going to pull off the play. No dice. Overtime.
Low boost plays by Joyo looking incredible at the end of that game. Threatening a counter-attack, but G2 stifle it. Although the ball's in the Queso end, they've got everybody back. They've got everybody on 100 boost. G2 know that. They don't want to dive in on this one.
Pushed across. Rise. That pitch isn't going to do anything for Queso. The next 50 stuffed. G2 back in the blue half. Chicago wrapping it around. Forced resistance again in the Queso corner. JNAP's getting chipped out of the way. And Queso, again, those follow-ups crucial to getting them to the orange half.
Queso looking threatening. Every time an air dribble's coming towards G2, it's tough to read, but they are reading this one. Queso taking their time. They're starting to use that space that G2 are giving to them. Where's the challenge from G2? They're actually not going to need one because the draw ball's been dropped. And now here comes G2 on the transition. Joyo stopped one shot for the top corner. Gladly welcomes Atomic to win game 2.
Atomic took this game into his control. The insane play in the corner with the handbrake, the air roll, the late flip, and now this shot bore down And you wonder, I mean, it looked like Joyo might have been able to get a better hit than that. He might have given that chance to G2.
Definitely. He's looking to pop that ball up either for himself or one of his teammates to recover to, but Atomic pouncing on it. And that second man aggression is something G2 are going to need to keep using. They've got to get 2 people involved in the attack. Earlier on in the first series, they were never overcommitting. They're never sending everybody, but they are always very aggressive with their second man. And that's what we usually see from them. My goodness, Atomic shooting in this game proved to be the difference. Hitting 2 shots, and that is a big deal for the player who looked like the one at fault at the end of the previous series.
And now, I mean, this is following the same script as the first series in the grand finals. Queso, they start off, they get the first strike, game 1 win. G2, they respond right away with a game 2 victory. Are we just gonna go tit for tat the whole way down to game 7 again?
Why not? Let's do it.
For sure,
Let's
absolutely.
do it. I think I'd want that a lot more than most people in here. I'd prefer a G2 4-1 win. I think game 7.
You think these guys are getting paid by the hour, but no, that's not really how it works with the prize pool. But hey, you can't complain. The Rocket League that we've been seeing has been remarkable, other than that one mistake from G2. But that might be more fuel in the fire. You saw Atomic. There's many ways players can respond to that type of situation. You can either just get down, call it quits, or you can rise up and battle back from adversity. And that is what Atomic did. 2 phenomenal goals. Can he keep doing it?
Atomic putting the pieces back together. But can he get it fully running? Keep G2 chugging along. Push that ball across. We're underway in game 3.
Another big chance already for Team Queso. Not a lot of boost for Rise, but he's got options to the left of him. One of them's named Joyo. He's going to try and center for Vatira with a double reset. Vatira's coming in. The ball not centering quickly enough to go past G2.
Rise next up, taken away by Atomic. Queso trying to dive forward, but late to that challenge. G2 can get set up. The shot, the bump, but it ball bounces off of G2, I believe Chicago. But then Atomic gonna kick that ball back over, getting some help from Chicago.
Yeah, enough momentum from the goalkeeper, so although the bump was connected, it looked like it ended up being a pull shot to clear the ball. And that's why you need to really go for these saves. If somebody's coming to bump you, you've got to either dodge it or fire right back at it.
And like you said, that second man pressure. If G2 can keep that up, we're seeing another dive in. The dunk. Joyo will tip it wide. Another scary moment for Team Queso. We've been seeing a lot of aggression. That lead blocker play hasn't worked out every time. Another quality save from Team Queso.
A good idea from Atomic too. Challenge is not going his way. I want to hit hard downfield. They're forced to punch the ball. G2 respond with a cannon of their own. Chicago, shot on target taken away. Rise was there, but G2 still pressing. Here it comes, Demo. The shot doesn't come. Here comes Chicago, and it's taken away. There's Joyo for the save. Rise trying to dive forward. Loose ball in front of the box. No one's there. Atomic again, his 3rd in a row.
After the demo, the rotations were thrown off. It looked like the spawn was on the other side of the field, and Joyo didn't have the boost to get back into position. The hard shot. G2 are being more aggressive. You even saw it early on, that second man challenge coming in quick. Going for those bumps, keeping the demos, putting the pressure on Team Queso. Team Queso, they're fighting from behind. And another goal being dropped in by Chicago.
One from a boost starvation strategy, another one from an immediate kickoff win. Brilliant pass. And Chicago knew that he had a lot of the goal to aim at. Slots it in the middle.
And again, the kickoff game from G2 is superior to anyone they've played so far. Will that be the difference?
And Chicago again, game 3, crucial to finding those redirects. But here, he's one more off the bar. That time Atomic couldn't sink it. Popped up for Chicago. Queso's defense there to hold. But there's G2 stopping that transition, making it slower, forcing Queso to really think about how they're moving down the field. Joyo gonna let it drop. There's that patented Queso leave in the air. And that shot gonna be denied. It's flying back with Atomic, but it's return fire for Joyo. They split the lead.
Well, what save by Atomic. He had to pre-jump for that one, but Queso have got all 3 players in the area, and Atomic just couldn't recover. He did land in the net, but he's got 0 boost, so really nothing he can do there. He did all he could. Queso 1 goal back.
Yeah, and excellent effort from Atomic. But you also have to point out, JNAP's getting bumped there. If JNAP's doesn't get bumped, Atomic had done enough. But that bump connecting, we're starting to see that physical dynamic start to play out, and Queso has been able to make the most of it.
Chicago high in the air, but had to use the whole tank to get there. Queso moving down the field again. Kicked downfield by JNaps. Loose ball, G2. Picking and choosing when they challenge the ball. Atomic, a little bit of boost on the reset, but no goal just yet. JNaps sends it high. Goes for the demo. Rise has to protect the rock now, and he does so excellently on the airdrop.
Yeah, great control by Rise, buying his teammates time to respawn and recover, get a boost back. Not losing control of the ball as well. Tira end to end. There's a chance for Queso. Double tap from an impossible angle. It's going to be a pass to Joyo, who's too far forward.
And I swear, at times it seems... Whoa! But still, Queso able to recover, streaking back. But I swear at times...
What were you saying, James? JNaps said, hang on a second.
Yeah.
3 goals.
And where was the challenge? I thought Rise was going to go. Joyo was on the back, but you saw Atomic was positioned to prevent someone from jumping off the backboard. I didn't expect that to be a free ball.
Yeah, it's just a phenomenal pass from Atomic to go into the ceiling there. Backboard was defended, net was defended, ceiling route not defended. He picked out the perfect pass. And both Queso players, like you mentioned, thought the other was going to go for it.
G2, a comfortable lead now with only 1:30 remaining. Rise, try for the catch again on the flip. G2 are ready for it and send the ball back to the blue. That one just met. Queso able to get some contact on the ball. Gatira filing in, cut off by Atomic. But Queso will have the push. Back down the field, and another hard boomer. Who's waiting for it? Atomic off the bar! Waiting, here comes JNaps just after Chicago pump, and save! Rise diving in at the last second.
The Rise of the save reminiscent to the one that kept them in lead against SSG. This one actually has them 2 goals behind, but not long left for Team Queso to come back.
Another hard clear for G2. Every single touch that G2 get, they're gonna chew 3 seconds off that clock at minimum. Here's Vatira, underneath.
0 boost.
Has
He's got nothing to work with. Tough position for Vatira. He's trying to be deceptive with the wave dashes, trying to get a jump out of G2, who do not fall for the fake.
Oh, and Atomic! Going on a demo spree. You saw him wall dashing, picking up speed right into a demo, then carrying that downfield. And that has burned a ton of time off the clock.
This arena turning into a debris field. Queso, last chance. They need to score with time left. Again, just not able to get control. Joya, the ball pushed away. More time off the clock. Queso, can they get one with a second left? Vatira, that's too much time. That's not going to get it done. G2 have taken the lead.
And I did not expect that, Jorby. Johnny, I was thinking EU was going to come out on top after seeing that crazy Game 7, but G2, they've recovered. Now in the lead, and Atomic, to me, has been the difference. He has elevated his gameplay.
Well, they're getting to play their game. They didn't get to play their game in the first 2, and now they're really getting their own play style working. They're being aggressive in the final third. Look at Atomic's pass. The backboard in the net defended, but nobody watching for the drop-down pass. And that's where G2 want to be. That's where they need to put Queso to make life difficult for them. Team Queso have called a timeout here already. They're not waiting on this one. They already want to have a talk about what G2 are up to.
I mean, they haven't really been able to get the offense going. Everything they try is just being stopped. Rise, how many times have you seen them just go up, try to get the flip reset, go for control, try to make the 50 happen, and it's just knocked away. And then hard clear from G2. Try to have it again, hard clear from G2.
And this is really when the pressure's on. You've been close to elimination, but now you can win it all. It's all or nothing for these players. They want the glory of that championship title. The winter split culminating here in these final moments. Team Queso, they've been able to battle back every single time. But now is their last chance to close the deal.
I wonder how many squats we can get through.
You're 60 squats. They were speed squats too. He's not messing around here.
Yeah, you know, 60. Your legs are gonna be feeling pretty tired.
Yeah,
I guess the series.
You hope Team Queso has that kind of endurance.
I'm actually tired watching that. I'm just standing around over here, but let's see if Queso can get another win after a timeout. They did last series. It was much later on. It was in that Game 7. G2, just like in the last one, able to get a decent start. They were 3-1 down in the last series, but I think the key for them was just to get a game win in early. As soon as they got that game win, you saw that they were able to just reset back to what they always do. They're pressuring, they're attacking, they're going into the final third, they're getting their shots off. That's what we need to see from G2 if they're going to keep the pressure on Queso.
Queso haven't been able to get the offense going. What kind of adjustment needs to be made? G2 have had the answer these last 2 games.
And the demos have been connecting, particularly from Atomic. Atomic all around has been awakened. And if he can keep that level of play up, it might be enough to help bring this championship title to G2.
Look at this, we got a preset change from Joyo. He's clearly not feeling that the mechanics are all that they should be. That's something he's done earlier on in the tournament, and it did work out well. Something as small as this, not even a hitbox change, just a visual change to try and spark something in his mind. Great save by Atomic, just diving forward, making himself as big as possible, blocking the shot.
JNAP's gonna send this back up, but it's Joyo. Pass over to Rise. Rise again with the carry. Optic for control. Oh, Rise sends it in front of the box, but not on target.
Triple tap attempted by Rise. Don't think that's what G2 were expecting. Fortunately for them, it did bounce straight down into the ground. Extremely difficult shot for Rise to go for. He almost made it work.
JNAP's nice catch and flick, but Joyo just gets there for the save and can flip that ball back downfield. Joyo's got the mechanics there and gets the demo, but the ball's going the other way. Ooh, Atomic, he's been lethal the last few games, but now they're past the whole G2 defense. Can he set it up?
That's
demoed and taken away. Atomic and JNAP getting 2 demos on the other side. Joyo trying to protect the rock again, and he does so buying time for his team to respond.
You talk about a high-speed chase there. Looked like a bank robber trying to run.
It's tough to get that ball into the center without clearing it, so Queso would have loved to see a different kind of bounce than the one they got. G2 delighted that they didn't get what they wanted.
Another clear for G2. And again, Queso having trouble getting set up in the orange half. They had 1 good setup from Joyo, but since then, his first 2 minutes, really difficult to make work. And G2 not afraid to go to that demo game to make things work, even when they're feeling pressure on defense.
Third man from G2, got to be careful. A couple times they crept forward and let the ball go over their head. They're reacting to these hard clears. They want to be reading them. Still G2 looking like they're in a much better position than they were in at this point last series. Looking like they're in a much better position than what they started off the series with. They've got control. They're able to play their game. And they are shutting down Queso a whole lot more than other teams this tournament were.
And Rise belting a shot in, but you also saw that triple tap opportunity. Rise has been putting those in.
Well, Joyo trying to find Rise. It's cut off. Now Vatira's got to protect the offense, or at least the rotation. They do so. G2 getting those demos is going to force Queso into some tough positions. Here's one across the box, but taken away again by Atomic, led downfield by JNAPs.
Good clear from G2. They have been absolutely smacking the ball off the back wall. Feels like half the time Queso go for that route, it doesn't work, and that's the back wall at the other end being connected with, but JNAP's follow-up is wide. Back pass will be cut off by Vatira here. G2 going to lose possession.
Here comes Joyo, 1 touch, 2 touches, but it goes wide. Rise going to wait for the touch from JNAPs. Now pushes it forward. Joyo dives and is taken away by Atomic. Do they have another one? Vatira pops it across. Vatira pops it across. Back over to Rise, forcing the 50, but G2 get out.
You saw the team Queso was keeping that in the corner, and they're still going. JNAPs is going to take a defensive posture here. And Vatira going for the double tap off the corner. Still space. Rise getting shut down. Getting closer. The bump in the air, rebound out. Weak shot, but it's good enough. And Team Queso get the first goal of the game late.
Boost running out for Atomic in Chicago. JNAPs was in the net, but he decided to pre-jump, and had he stayed grounded, that would have been an easy save, but he's expecting a better shot out of Team Queso. He's expecting something to the top shelf, and actually the fact that Queso have hit a slow one to the bottom left corner completely counters a pre-jump of JNAPs.
The change-up tripping G2 up. And Joyo really trying to utilize those mechanics to maybe start wedging a bigger hole through this G2 defense. JNAP's got the catch. He's got the boost to chase it. A demo on the backside forces Rise to make the save, but it's open. Oh, Chicago missed it off the post, He can sink those. You know he's capable, but he missed.
That low boost, but Atomic has been connecting on demo after demo, but it hasn't made the difference this game. But another demo from Atomic is a junkyard out there.
He is absolutely destroying Team Queso, literally. Unfortunately, G2 are down. 30 seconds and change. Now G2 getting to see what the blue goal looks like. Not for the first time this series, but not often this game. JNaps trying to control the ball in the back corner. They do end up losing it. Chicago will charge straight forward, and that's something G2 are doing well. They're closing down when they realize someone's in trouble. Somebody's lost control, but they need to do a whole lot more than that right now.
They're running out of time. Joyo got the catch. He knows it. Musty up to the board, off the bar. Still a loose ball. JNaps next up, gets the demo, but they need the goal. Downfield, one more touch. Oh, and Vatira puts it down into the ground. Queso has tied the series.
Huge read by Vatira. Again, stepping up big in defense. I really think this guy has produced his best in the grand final. It was Rise who was getting all the praise. He couldn't stop scoring goals all tournament. He was popping off the entire way through the playoffs. Joyo has been stealing the show with highlights, but Vatira's defense, he looks unplayable at certain times this series. He looks so difficult to get the ball past. And the last-ditch saves weren't really something we needed to see from Team Queso in many of the matchups they've played because they've been the aggressor, but G2 are the only team who have been able to match them for that pressure. They're able to back up Team Queso just as often as Team Queso backed them up.
And the pressure was on this game. We saw, it looked like Atama might have connected on 7 or 8 demos. You know, almost as many demos as this guy's done squats, but still, it wasn't enough.
Can he beat 60? You gotta go faster.
Somebody make sure this man's hydrated. We don't want somebody passing out in the
Get
crowd
an endless supply of water going for that guy. You know, your legs are gonna be burning tomorrow.
Best of 3 to decide the Winter Major. North America's G2 Esports, the crowd favorite, playing in front of that home crowd. They're just 2 games away from getting it, but Queso refused to go down. Every time they've gotten into a game 6 and 7 in this playoff bracket, every time they faced an elimination match, they have won. They're 7 out of 7 for wins in elimination matches. G2 have to try and make sure that they can stay with them here. Giving themselves 2 shots at it is a whole lot better than 1.
Queso brought a blizzard to North America. They're gonna need some of that ice. Chicago gets the first dunk. Joyo tried for a pre-jump read, and JNaps stayed right on the ground, pushed the ball downfield.
Huge brain, JNaps. Completely making Queso look silly there. Irritable bump does not connect, but Joyo's there with the follow-up. Is denied by JNaps again. Then charges forward to make another play on the ball. Even though he's got 0 boost, he'd rather pressure the ball here, let his teammates who do have boost react to what happens, because if the ball goes high, it's not like he's going to do anything with 0 on the ground.
But Chicago had to use up so much boost there to get back. There was a chance for G2 if they won that 50 in the corner. The 50 game early on in favor of Team Queso.
Oh, that almost went in. Rise waited for it, and now Joyo got the follow-up. Waits for it off the ceiling. Flip reset to the ground and taken away, but in front of the box. Rises in the air, off the board. Vatira can't get there in time. G2 surviving on defense. Popped across. That's good for G2. Here they come. Atomic, light shot, forces 2 from Queso to go anyway. And another boost steal for Atomic. Slips it across 1. Queso surviving on defense. Vatira finally getting the clear. A little musty behind it, and it's taken away.
Surprisingly light shooting there from G2. That's the kind of spot you expect to see a rocket firing towards the top corner. They did not take it on that chance, but their defensive challenges are looking great. This is what you want to see from G2. They cannot let the plays come towards them without meeting them outside the box, forcing the shots to come in early.
Hang time on that ball. Chicago first 50. Joyo completely out of boost on the backside, so Vatira will push forward. There's just nothing really developing for either team just yet. We're almost halfway through game 5.
Atomic didn't pick up that corner boost. And it's gonna be taken by Vatira. Now a chance for some extended pressure from Team Queso. In the air, Rise going for the 50. And a nice challenge from Atomic, who plays that to the corner.
What read by Vatira. He's up early for that one. He's up early for this as well. So many stealing bounces for G2 to contend. They are doing well right now, but it's Queso who have got all the possession. It's Queso who are creating all the chances. They're Asking a lot of questions to G2. G2 do not have an answer.
A sneaky pass from Queso. Vatira puts it and ends up slotting it on the right side. What a pass from Joya, or from Rise, excuse me.
Vatira in the right spot and not failing to strike that ball with authority. Team Queso, massive play. Going all in on the offensive end. All three players giving it all. And a solid strike. Team Queso now in the lead.
G2 have not had any chances really to get out of their half. As Team Queso, since that timeout, who have had all the success. Full credit to them. It's not like G2 have made many mistakes. They haven't been making all that many errors. Maybe a shot that's lacking a bit of power here. Maybe somebody slightly out of position, but really nothing drastic that you would expect to cause a big difference. A pre-jump pass. That's impressive from G2. He gets dumped on. Oh my goodness!
G2 playing keep away.
Atomic with one pre-jump pass and then a pre-jump dunk.
They're seeing the future.
How do you come up with this?
Improv. That seems to be the name of the game. I mean, Queso, we've seen them do it all week. G2 say, yeah, we can play the same game. And we're all tied up.
And that was remarkable how many touches G2 had keeping that ball in their possession to make that work.
Oh, downfield. What a light touch from Chicago, and it's in the net. He forced the own goal. G2 have the lead.
Pressure play from G2 forces the own goal from Team Queso. It was Rise not reading the crossbar bounce, getting on the wrong side of the goal line, and putting it in his own net. He knows somebody's going to be there for G2 to score if he doesn't do something, but he doesn't get the right side of the ball.
And talk about changing up the pace of that shot. Vatira was streaking in. If that was a hard shot, Vatira might be getting that block. This pace of that ball, throwing it off, giving G2 that chance.
Queso got to be careful. The wheels can't fall off the wagon. We're still within one, with plenty of time on the clock. Next up, Vatira. He sees his teammate downfield. It's Joyo, and cut off immediately by Chicago. Rise meeting the challenge. JNAP's gonna drop it down, and no one from Queso can go. Joyo will have to follow up. Oh, Joyo
gets the past one though, and Chicago is needed there to make sure that it didn't go all the way into the open net. Crucial touches from JNAPs here. He's just hitting the ball away every time that he gets it. He doesn't want to give it straight to a Queso player, even if that means taking some pace off the touch, hitting it into a corner. That's not where the goal is, but at least it's going to stop Queso from countering.
Their hard touch from Queso. Back down the field. Joyo's got the catch, got the bump, and saves. Chicago's there for the failsafe. Vatira on the catch, forces the ball by one. That's Atomic, but Chicago gets a hard clear. Rise is forced back, gets the touchdown, and when you think Queso might have it, here they come, take it away. At the end of regulation, Queso need a game-tying goal.
Multiple massive interceptions from Chicago. He's been keeping G2 in this. But can they hang on for 5 more seconds?
Drop down again. They need to keep the ball in the air because G2 are closing it down. Just transfer from Vatira. And they get to that ball. Rise has done it, but it's going to drop down. And G2, 1 game away from being the Winter Major Champion.
And they've been 1 game away before, Jorby. Will this time be different? Team Queso, they were holding in there, even in this game, taking the lead. It looked like they might be able to close it out. It was a brilliant infield passing play, but then G2, the passes, the possession, it working out, taking this game, stealing it from Team Queso. They're close, but can they do it? Team Queso's been at this point so many times. We're like a broken record talking about how Queso is on the brink of elimination, but they've always won.
7 times they've been on facing elimination. This is the 8th match now where someone has had a chance to knock Team Queso out of the tournament. G2 in a much better spot than they were in the first series. Queso were up 3-1. They were actually leading in Game 5, leading in Game 6. G2 had to come back twice, even just to get into Game 7. Now they lead 3-2, so they've got 2 shots at it. They've got 3 total. You've got to think, surely, if you put Queso and G2 in 3 games, and you tell G2, you just got to win 1 of these, and you win the tournament, G2 get 1, right?
You think?
Right?
You think. You would think, but Team Queso has done it over and over again.
Every single time. This team has had, I mean, they've had their backs against the wall 7 times. This is the 8th. How have they responded? Well, They're like a rabid dog in that situation. They bite back and they bite back hard. Team Queso looking to tie things up and send us to 2 straight game 7. But guess what? Knapsack has something to say about it.
Full team play. Chicago infield, Atomic downfield, and a pre-flip from JNaps to send in the opening goal.
How can you not love a G2 1-2-3 passing play, a staple of the RLCS for what has seemed like years, and they're pulling it out on the main stage.
Can this finally be the land that JNaps takes? Can Chicago finally get a land victory? If they can keep this going for another 4 minutes, and it's gonna be a long 4 minutes, it will be sweet.
Oh, surely.
It will be great, and Atomic is behind it. G2, they got 2 on the board.
G2 piling on the pressure. They took the lead by 1 in the first series, game 7, and then sat back. They took the lead in this one and kept on going forward.
And Atomic scoring this goal, he has elevated his gameplay exponentially. That mistake lit a fire in him, and he has been bringing his A-game ever since. But now a chance for Queso to get back in it, but Chicago able to break up that play.
Atomic revived in this second series. Vatira pushed off the ball. G2, you think they might be able to feel it. But Rise gets the push downfield. Oh, got that touch out. Rise able to take that pass over from Joyo. Vatira having to protect the back end. And another car switch from Joyo as well. Try to keep that mental, that last decal wasn't it.
Anything to mix it up at this point. You have to find a way to win. No more mistakes allowed.
Pushed across by Vatira. Atomic got the bounce on the ramp. Here he comes again, but it's knocked away. Queso are starting to feel more pressure. A third goal will surely make this ever difficult for Joyo, Vatira, and Rise. For as hard as they've fought, G2 are still pressing that one down in front of the box, taking away back over to the corner. Queso doing everything they can to get the clear out. And they're able to get it back to midfield, but there's JNaps or Atomic again.
JNaps not only able to get that 50, but also stealing that mid boost. They're trying to starve out Team Queso, accepting the clears, keeping possession. Atomic connecting on the demos, and you can see a panic skip clear off to the side. More demos coming out, and all Team Queso can do is boom the ball downfield.
JNaps is flawless in game 6. He is making key touches that are absolutely destroying Team Queso. The veteran is making moves. Not gonna go down 2 times in our RLCS Line Grand Final.
G2 again, get the clear. Team Queso in full retreat, but here's the transition. Joyo got the first touch. Joyo underneath on the flip reset, but that just hasn't worked. Every single flip reset for Team Queso has been knocked away by G2. Their defense will not break here in game 6.
Oh, that was close to another one, but actually it's gonna go the other way. And just when you thought G2 were gonna get a third, Team Queso still when it gets to run a play.
It's never that easy against Team Queso.
Oh, it's a big miss by Chicago as well. This is reminiscent of the last series. They need to settle down here. They've given themselves those 2 goals to go in front, 2 minutes unchanged left, but G2 don't want to make mistakes. If they're gonna lose goals, at least force Queso to outplay you.
They get the ball down. Not the best touch from Vatira. The demo, the
it's
pass,
open!
the goal! Atomic again! Puts them up by 2!
And it's this demo!
JNaps!
Joyo taken out by JNaps, and Atomic finishing the job!
What a bully! Will not go down without a fight. Team Queso, they came out into this grand final. They got the bracket reset, but G2, they've held the line. And they're holding firm, stacking the wall. 2 minutes left for Team Queso to try to tie this up.
The aggression from G2 is the key. Now a misread coming through from Joyo. Obviously, Queso are going to follow up quickly on this.
Oh.
What a save. Atomic doing work at both ends.
Not much boost for JNaps to work with. Gets help from Chicago. Also low boost, but Chicago flicks by 1. Can't get the 50, and you see the clear out.
Queso still working on pads. Trying to pick up every dime that they can, but it's only Joyo who has any kind of boost. Here comes Atomic. Back down, he didn't have anything. Pass in front, taken away, just in the nick of time.
Big clear by Joyo. Minute and 20 left. Team Queso still needed 2 goals to force the game 7, but G2 are stopping everything. They're managing their boost to perfection. All of those jitters that we saw at the end of the last series are nowhere to be seen. G2 on the road to winning this thing.
Back again, Chicago gets the clear out. Queso trying to hold the midfield, but they've lost it. And here they come again. A goal! What? He's clutch. He can't stop. He can't be stopped. Atomic. He's delivered.
Atomic scoring a hat trick, and what could be the final game of the winter split.
I cannot believe it. Atomic, after a complete gaffe in Game 7 in the first match of this series, he has stepped up to the plate, and he has answered the call. He has been at the forefront of this assault for G2 in this second match.
Queso just have to throw everything forward. That's why they've conceded another goal. They might concede a fifth, but that'll get deflected wide by Vatira. G2, icy in Game 6, second time around. They got it all wrong in Game 7, but this time, it has been absolutely theirs.
G2 right now could make Antarctica feel warm. Another save. G2 will not go down. 20 seconds. The fans can feel it. The players are starting to realize
that might be game. They've got the ball in the back corner. Queso can't get it out of the corner.
It's been a long journey for G2, but the time is now.
They've done it.
G2, they have done, finally. G2 are your Winter Major Champions.
Real performance from G2. After a crushing defeat in the first series, they put it together in the second time around. Queso gave them a run for their money, but G2 have been the best team in the world this weekend, and they will be the champions.
What a comeback. You thought after that Game 7, it was going to be Team Queso all over again. Even when G2 goes up and they put Queso on match point again, it's still itching in the back of your mind. Is it going to happen again?
It didn't seem possible. All signs pointed to Queso. All roads seemed like they were leading to a Team Queso victory. JNaps and Chicago have been fighting for this moment their entire Rocket League lives. Atomic comes on board, and finally, the dream has been realized. They've done it. They are the Winter Split champions.
What a performance from Team Queso. What a run through the lower bracket. What a fight they put up against G2 in the grand final. It's going to feel pretty bad right now for these young guns, but they're going to come back stronger. They've really won the hearts of the entire Rocket League world, not just with their gameplay, but with their confidence, with their humility. I don't know how they can manage to be both these things so much at the same time. But what a performance by Team Queso. They can go home proud.
The knapsack is back 100%. G2 firing on all cylinders in a... wow. The desk is going to have a field.
I can't wait to hear what T-Bates has to say. But we're not going to go to T-Bates yet. We'll hear what he has to say later. But man, like you were saying, Johnny, this isn't the last time that we're going to see Team Queso. But G2 are your champions. Let's go to Subi to talk to him.
Atomic, JNaps, Chicago. Boys, I think we've got some gold to put around your necks. YouTube theater, make some noise for G2 Esports. And there it is, the gold hanging neck around the necks from your Winter Major Champions, G2 Esports.